At stream live. Where's that stream live at? We're gonna go live. There it is. We should be good. No, they're waiting for us. I don't know, Ramin. Something's going on. It's fixed. It's fixed. All right, let's get that. The old refresh. Yes. Now we're live. Danker. All right. Yes. Now everybody's starting to come in. And Jojo, Just Living, Paul Goodson, Caleb, Donkey Trader, Mark Susi. Yes, he says he's back, baby. Anish. Shout out to Dinkelberg.
What's up, Dink?
Luis. Not Luis, the other guy. Shout out to Vern. Cool, man. Sharif's left bicep, baby. There it is. Can you see it? I can't even see it on the screen there, Joseph.
I can't even see it there.
It's too big for the screen.
Ooh.
We got Danker. All right, let's end this roll call. Good morning, Joseph.
Let's end the roll call. Good morning. Happy Friday to all. I hope everyone's having a good day here. I'm about to hop in this short. I've been waiting for an additional attempt here on Tesla. So maybe we can get somewhat of a pullback here because I don't want to get right at the low of this candle, but I do like this for a potential short signal. So I'll be patient. You can see that we shorted it. This is the only trade that I've taken on the day here, guys. So started right there. I wanted to get in a little bit earlier. Sharif heard me swearing, and then eventually I did get some, and then I added to it, and then boom, 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 we take some off. But I did get stopped out a little bit more than 50% of my position because I was looking for that crack of the pre-market lows, which was right around this neck of the woods here, guys. But we didn't get that. So again, I'm seeing something displayed on the 5-minute time frame right here. I'm not too sure if it's just going to be a breath within the underlying. And then maybe it's breached to the top side, and then if that is the case, then I do believe there's going to be some more movement higher here, guys. But this is a nice signal. You can see that this volume signature is probably it is the third largest of the day, and we have that inverted candle at an extreme high. I was thinking continuation short, especially because of the drama between Elon and Mr. Donald himself. Me personally.
What are you doing over there?
Hey, I want nothing to do with it.
You taking sides, Joseph?
Yeah, no, I'm not taking any sides. I'm making my own personal business decision.
I thought you were going to make your own party. My bad.
Yeah. No. I made it a personal business decision saying, hey, I don't want any part of what these guys got going on. I'll find something else. That's why I don't own any shares of Tesla. See, but here's the thing, Sharif, all right?
Let's hear it.
So, he just went through some serious brand damage.
We're talking about Elon, obviously.
Right?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, things start to cool off. Everybody's like, oh, all right, Tesla's continuously appreciating, and then boom, decides to get in a Twitter finger war with the president himself. Yeah, no, thank you. I don't want any part of that right now. I'm not saying that we won't like Tesla in a little bit, but as of right now, we don't like that. And let's see what Adair's got for us.
Yeah, go ahead.
A little bit of a spike here for FXI. I'm seeing some reports circulate on X. Apparently, China is granting export licenses to rare earth suppliers of top 3 U.S. automakers. It doesn't say which are the top 3. I don't know if they refer to the big 3, in which case it would be Ford, GM, and Stellantis. But either way, apparently China granting some export licenses to some rare earth suppliers. We know rare earths have been an extremely contentious issue in the trade debate. So keep an eye here on the market. Keep an eye on these auto stocks. And, of course, keep an eye on FXI. Back to you.
And that's the first thing I said to you yesterday. I said he suffered 4 years of lawfare from the previous administration, where every 3-letter agency and even 5-letter agencies were investigating him. Does he want that same stuff?
Yeah, you know what I mean?
That's a short-term view. That's a 3.5-year view. What he said yesterday was basically, I'm going to be around for 40 years. Donald Trump's around for another 3.5. Now, that's obviously very oversimplification of the whole thing, right? But the idea here is we're probably going to have some short-term volatility and a lot of investigations or cancellations of contract if they don't settle this thing.
40 years.
But I got to tell you something.
Or something now.
Elon, he's in his 50s. Yeah, and people are going to live 100.
Right.
Yeah. And here's the thing. Now, you're looking at the short-term aspect of the investment, right? Like, okay, we're gonna have some issues, this and that.
Yep.
I think the issue with Epstein, though, is one of those ones where you cannot walk back.
And that's what I was saying too, right? You can't take that back. There's some things that you just don't say. And we said it earlier as well too. I forget exactly what he tweeted before or what he X'd before that, but we're like, yeah, you can't say certain things, and he crossed the line maybe once, but then he fully crossed the line, and there's no going back from what he said. Definitely about what that X post on Epstein. So I mean, yeah, again, someone's got to take the phone away from him, and he just needs to relax.
And the board does want to.
Yeah, exactly.
They've been wanting to, and they've wanted to for a while.
Yeah.
He controls the board. Let's call a spade a spade. His brother's on the board. His mother's on the board. His friends are on the board.
Yeah.
So it's a lot easier.
And that's what I was telling you as well too, Sharif. Like it gets to the point where it's like, okay, you got to understand that you won one of the largest companies on the planet. You can't just think about yourself, and just because you're in a fit of rage, you got to think about everything else around you. And he definitely just threw that out the window.
And that's not to discount or to basically say that he doesn't have a point about the big beautiful bill. I think he absolutely does have a point, right? I think there's a methodology at play.
There's a way to go about it. There's a way to go about it. Not
so. And that doesn't excuse like anything that he's saying and stuff like that. I personally think that I don't know, man. I think there's just too much at stake here, but I think there's some stuff that you can't walk back. It's like some stuff you say in a relationship that touches the nerve, and that even if you're on speaking terms, it's going to be in the back there, and it's not going to be forgotten.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, let's talk a little stocks here, Joseph. Here's what I'm looking at on the day. Here are the small cap gappers that I've got on watch right now. FCell, a repeat offender, but yet it's up again 37%. We saw this one with the group of hydrogen names that was all moving, I think earlier this week or late last week. It doesn't really matter. The FCell up again, and for whatever reason, it is respecting the volume weighted average price, finding a lot of support there, so we're going to keep an eye out on that. BSGM, oh baby. This is what you call an up and to the right pattern here, with a lot of respect for that solid green line on your screen there. That happens to be the 10 exponential moving average on the 5-minute chart, of which BSGM has been very respectful. 847 high, finding a little bit of resistance there at the $0.50. BSGM is up 46%, so we're going to keep an eye out on that one. SXTC. This one straddling VWAP, and it also has a propensity to retrace the entire move. Case in point, yesterday we opened up bigly off the open there. We pop up into that $1.90, and then down we go all the way down into $1. We end up closing out at $1.33. Today we're kind of putting in another high, but we're still zigging and zagging here. So I'll keep this one on watch. Going to be more cautious with this one. I'm involved already on your screen there, as you can see, with WBY. I perceive this one to be bullpenning. Why do I say pennant instead of flag? Where are my technicians at? Why can't anybody tell me why I'm saying pennant instead of flag? Because this is compressing like a pennant. You got lower highs, but you got higher lows. So which way does it resolve? Well, if you believe the textbooks, they'll tell you it resolves in the direction of the trend. You needn't look far. Just look up here. It's up 82%, so the trend is quite clear. Let's see if we can extract something there. I think I've got my first beak wetter at the $0.50. So WBY in focus. Another repeat offender. APLD up yet again. This has had a great last few days. We've been trading this one successfully here. So I'm going to be looking for this one at 14.5 for volume weighted average price retracement. I will give this room though, as you see here. Sorry, just let me finish this. Up into $15 we go, down into 13.5 we go. So we lose VWAP at that particular area. So I don't want to base my trade exclusively on a VWAP retracement. That is a formula for trouble. So APLD and then HKPD, another repeat offender. Joseph, we're going to keep an eye on all these.
Absolutely. Yeah, guys, Circle, I see a couple people in the chat mentioning, and I just had it on my secondary as well, too, guys. So a big time move here. You can see we went up to 100 all the way up to 110 there. So a really nice move up in Circle. For me, I won't be trading this here today. I got another plan, and I'm just going to be sticking to it to see if I'm not going to force anything, but I'm looking for some key signals here to try to get short once again here on Tesla, because I do believe that we might get an additional move to the downside. Slight squeeze price action. You can see the volume as we appreciate it. It's relatively cool, right? So when we are selling off slightly more aggressive, I feel like there's more individuals, more participants looking to move it to the downside. So I'll just let it see if it's going to squeeze a bunch of people out, wave out a bunch of some of these weaker hands there, and then maybe we'll take a move to the downside again, because the Qs are relatively weak here today as well, guys. Actually, I shouldn't say that. What am I talking about? We're just steadily, exactly. We're just steadily trending up here, guys. So let's be patient, see what we got. I think there's going to be a key resistance zone right there. You say we got super chats there, Sheree?
Yeah.
Let's see.
Alfredo Perez and the OG Nick Dub.
Okay.
Let me cover him. There's a bunch. Nick, there's two Nicks. There's Nick Dub and there's Nick. Shout out to Nick, 199 super chat. Can you look at Roblox? I bought in at $7 and I'm hurting. Or sorry, BLRX. Sorry, I thought I read that as Roblox for whatever. Give me 1 second. I'm just gonna do all the other super chats. And then, but guys, on the way, BSGM, my screen please. Boom to the high side. It's taking out all the prints. Now we're gonna set up at 75, and above that, we're gonna set up at 88. You guys know what my levels are. So BSGM on a breakout, it's taking out all the levels as we speak right now. So BLRX, Nick, give me 1 second. I'm just gonna do all the other super chats and then we're gonna get to yours. Alfredo Perez, how much do I lose each day if I hold TSLL put 2 to 3 weeks? That's all you right there. That's a put. And that's obviously a derivative product, which means there's decay.
Yeah,
I'm assuming.
It's a dual derivative.
Give me a second, just finish, and then we'll throw it to you. Sharif Gobriel, CLF flat top break at 5 incoming. So let's load up CLF, but we're gonna do the other one first because we'll do it in the order of priority. So I'm just gonna put CLF on the side chart over here. And then, or let me actually just add it to the side over here, so that way I can come back to it, CLF. And then we're gonna do this one first though, BLRX. All right, so $7 was the level there that you spoke about, BLRX. Let's have a look. So what is this? BLRX, BioLinerex, whatever, it's an ADR, so it's not an American company. It's Israeli-based. What do? Committed to in-license novel compounds, develop them through clinical stage. It feels like it's a biotech. The float there is about 27 million shares. Let's find out what the short float is before we go on BLRX. This one has almost a 5% short float, so not bad. Let's do a little TA and throw on the ticker so everybody can follow along, BLRX. Come on, Sharif, you can do it. There we go. Let's do a little bit of a wider time frame first, Joseph, an hour. Okay, so right away, I can see it's a former runner. It's had outsized days. So right away, we know kind of what to almost expect with this one, right? So we had a big boy day, May 30th. Since that time, we found support at $4. And since we found that support at $4, take a gander at this. Higher lows and higher highs. We got an upward channel going here. So it looks like you're long at 7. I don't know, brother. We're at $6 right now. You know, this could be a nice breakout there for you. Alas, the daily chart on a lot of these biotech companies is quite ugly. Down and to the right it goes. But as you can see, it has these outlying days. I'm not giving you financial advice, obviously, but we were just up at $10. And we're not retracing in the same way that we have. Like, look at these outsized days over here. We have a big boy day, then all hell breaks loose to the downside. Again, big boy day, all hell breaks loose to the downside. That isn't happening this time. We had a big boy day. Sure, we dropped, but these candles are showing someone is positioning into this. Okay, bigger money at feel. So I like this break. Right here, you're above the 50 exponential at $11, between $10 and $11. You're gonna get to the 200. Not financial advice. I'd be holding for at least a break even, if not more.
Yeah, thank you for that. As for your options, I'd have to take a look at it, but you can see that I'm short Tesla right now. I want to add to this position as well, too, guys. See if we can get that move back towards the pull back towards the volume-weighted average price as the market is taking it a leg lower here. So I want to get involved in this. Why won't you feel me? All right, well, okay, so we'll just post up, see if we can get it to pop back up instead of it just tanking without us there. So I'm just trying to double up the position, and there it goes. So, yeah, I mean, we'll be patient. We had a nice short on it earlier in the day as well. Gaurav, I've seen that you said you're short off of that signal, so nice work there, brother. Hopefully this works out for us here, and we can get that move back towards the volume-weighted average price and even a little bit lower. Holding up relatively strong. I mean, NVDA forming somewhat of a double top here, guys, and then now heading back towards that neckline. So there you go, resistance zone, and then that's going to be a key pivot. I mean, if we crack through that, then you might see some more downside here in these markets. But yeah, I wanted to catch that fill. I'm going to still post up on right at that specific, right at 11 there, guys, to see if I can get involved in this with a little bit more shares as we continue to see climb back down towards the volume-weighted average price. So yeah, I'm in off of that signal. Gaurav, I meant to mention this to you the other day as well, too. So I'm noticing with our VPA signals, they're really coming into play, and this has been going on for the past little while here, but I've been noticing that it's doing like a double, so like we'll see our initial print right here, so like you and I would like, oh, okay, nice, this is going to be a nice long signal, we'll play the crack of that, and we have our volume that we're looking for, but you can see it puts in a second one, and I'm noticing that it's doing that quite often, so they're just liquidity grabbing just at the break of the lows of those, and then what I'm going to look to start doing is just slowly widen this, right, widen the stop, and if it comes back down to it, that's fine, but I'll start with smaller shares, and then if I see that second print once again, that's the time to get a slightly more aggressive. So that's kind of what I'm looking to do here from a day-to-day basis here, and that's exactly what I'm seeing, not right now in Tesla, but on the Qs and the SPY as well. So yeah, that's just something that I've kind of picked up on, and it's coming into play relatively nice. Yeah, I can't believe I didn't get that fill on that for more shares, but that's okay. We'll just take that off right there. I'm not going to piece any out just yet. Going to wait for that move all the way back to the volume-weighted average price, considering I don't have the shares that I want, so I can be a little bit more calm, cool, and relaxed. There we go. Maybe we'll take a little bit off for the people there, Shreve, just because. So we'll take just a couple shares off there, lock in some more profit to see if we can get that move back into the volume-weighted average price. 1070. South of that, maybe there might be an additional move to the downside, and that's what I'm looking for, the break of these pre-market lows and this massive engulfing candle. If you look at Tesla's volume signature from yesterday, I'm looking for a continuation of that selling pressure. This might be just squeeze type PA right here, guys, and that's what I'm thinking. So just squeeze, stop out a bunch of shorts, then you see that indecision print that you're specifically looking for, and then that's going to say, hey, we're stopping right now, we're ready to turn things around and see if we're going to continue to move to the downside. So there we go. Tesla making an additional move to the lower. There we go. I'll take a little bit more off here, guys, just because I'm still holding on to the majority of the position so I can get that second leg lower. And then once we head into this zone, and if we are looking like we're going to attempt, if we don't form any kind of like hammer candle, anything at the volume weighted average price, then I might add at view up and then look for a move back into this range.
All right, Nick Dubb, I didn't get to cover CLF. So here's the chart. This is the daily on CLF. So your opinion was possible flat top break. And you're not wrong. You've kind of cut a bull flag here where you have a big move up on the 30th of May, and then we have a bit of a sideways consolidation. But it's important where the bull flag forms on the chart. It's easy to think that you see a bull flag there, but let's make some more or some deeper analysis here. Where are we relative to some of these important moving averages? Have a look at that big move up. You had 1, 2, 3 rejections all off a predictable area off that red line. Well, what is that red line? Everybody knows that's a 50 exponential moving average. And we are having trouble clearing that not only locally, but previously. Take a gander at what we did in early May. We tried to break above the 50, we failed. Take a gander at what happened in early March, mid-March. Tried to break above the 50 and we failed. And even when we did break above the 50 in mid to early February, we were quick to fail below it, excuse me. So what I see here is a very prolonged downtrend that doesn't seem to be ending. I would be waiting. I see what you're saying, where we're kind of putting in higher lows with that same area resistance, but that resistance is there for a reason, and I think it is basically the 50 exponential, keeping this one down, people looking to take profit, looking to get more short at that level. That's the way I see it, especially in light when you view it in the bigger context of the move. Like this downtrend has been basically unbroken for a year and 3 months. We've been putting in uninterrupted lower highs and lower lows on CLF since we made that local area high on April 1st of last year. It has not been able to clear the 200 exponential not once since that time. And when it did clear the 50, it was quick to retrace below it almost 3 or 4 periods later. So I see what you're saying, but I'd be cautious about that. Let me know how it goes. Shout out to Nick Dubb. All right, BSGM. We're now out of the money on this one, but I'm okay with that because we're at a specific area where I'm looking at adding. So this was a planned dollar cost average at around $8. I'm front running it, putting it at 8.05. It didn't fill me despite the fact that it came right into my level. That's normal. So we're going to keep an eye on BSGM. I'm also involved in this one. Finally taking some prints on this one on WBY. Took some prints to the high side. We got $0.25 now on WBY, and here comes 40s. There goes 40s. We're going to take more profits there. We got a partial fill over here, but that's okay. So what I'm doing here is looking for the compression pattern breakout, right? I see this as a bull pennant. Now, we don't always have to get the bottoms, and the timing can be a little bit off. I see a big move up. This is the pull component of the bull pennant, and then we have the compression pattern with the higher lows, but also the lower highs. So let's see if we're able to clear that 9 and even better, that 9.5 area decisively to the high side. I like my chances here. This thing's up 81%. Sure, I could probably be on the receiving end of a little bit of chop, maybe with some zigging and zagging. These things are never super clean, but that's okay. So let's throw out another profit taker now. We're going to throw it above the $0.50. We're going to wait at 55s as it zigs and zags there. Good looking green candle forming on the 5. Here comes the $0.50. Seller, though, has been a seller at 45. So it looks like someone front running it, either profit taking or shorting just in front of that $0.50. So I'm trying to pack my patience on that one and see what we get there. I know there's a lot more running here, especially AGEN. I said very little about this one, and it deserves a bit more respect. Not the biggest percentage mover on the day, but a very predictable and calm pattern, save and except for this one outline candle at 10:30 that went kind of crazy into 6:35 and then kind of down, but holds 6. So I see an initial bull flag here, and then we could be on the formation of either a consolidation or the second bull flag. So I'm going to keep my eye on this one. AGEN up, 20%. Not a bad look at all. We'll look to do some damage on that one if it's warranted. Also, HKPD, I did mention this one. Again, very respectful of that 10 EMA. The money fills are basically at the 10 EMA. You don't have to wait in between the 10 and the 20 like we've talked about in the past. Those seem to be the money fills at times. So that's all I've got right now. APLD, I wanted to mention as well. I'm interested in this one. I don't want to base my entire trade on VWAP because it's shown you its propensity to kind of give VWAP up on the 5. So what I'll wait for here on APLD, I think the right move here is to wait for the first 5-minute candle to make a new high on a closing basis. So that would mean we need to get above that 1470 area on a current candle. This current candle would have to close above 1470. We'll see if this one can close. It's got 4 minutes left before it does close. So keep tabs on that. WBY is still zigging and zagging. BSGM right back up to the upside. So let's set up some more profit takers now. I'm going to put some just in front of that $0.50 BSGM. Well, we don't have as many shares on BSGM. Can't be taking that many shares though. So we'll put 47s as well as we'll put 58s as well. We'll see what we get there, Joseph. What do you got on your side, my man?
Nice, brother. Yeah, Gorev, again, you're agreed. I totally agree with you on that one. So let's see if this works out there, brother. But this is exactly, we're looking at the exact same thing. And I'm like, uh-oh, pull back, right? And that's what we don't want to see. That's the total opposite of what we want to see, right? Especially right at the volume if you're shorting this name, because you can see you get a pullback. So yeah, I mean, if it cracks through this high right here and then heads into this support level, then I'll just have to get out of that trade break even. I mean, I'm still sitting on 90% of the position. I didn't take much off. I was looking for that crack and I wanted to hold the majority of the size. It is what it is. I did lock in some gains, nothing crazy, but I am looking for that crack of 1070 in the volume weighted average price. But this hammer is telling us otherwise, and you're right, and I'm glad that you got out on that, because sometimes you just need to, well, not sometimes, all the time, you need to listen to what the market is telling you. So yeah, let's see what it is. It's either it's going to work out or it's not. Once we head into this support level, then I'll have to hop out of this trade, but it's looking like we might take an additional leg higher there. So yeah, not a good look for the short for me personally on on Tesla, but I mean, we already took it a couple times here. First one worked out really well. Stopped out 50% here, right there. That's the frustrating thing, is just such a deep pullback. And then I had this trend line that was drawn, and once it cracked, I'm like, uh-oh. But that's okay. I was just being patient. I'm like, okay, let's wait to see if we find any indecision. The higher it rips and the more aggressive it rips is honestly better for me if I'm looking for a move back towards VWAP or any indecision at extreme highs or extreme lows, all right? So that's the game plan we got going on with Tesla, and it's kind of displayed in Circle as well. So keep an eye out on that, because we traded as high as almost 120 there. Now we're right back at 111s. So Circle up 34% on the session there, guys. Come on, Tesla, break down, head back towards the VWAP. That's the thing. It's not looking too good right now, my brother. But for me anyways, I know you're out of that trade, so I'm glad that scalp worked out for you. Pug Life, I see that you're in CRWV, NVIDIA, PLTR, and Hood. Okay, so that's very interesting. Yeah, I like Robinhood. Gonna wait for a pullback, and I'm gonna start grabbing some more shares of Robinhood, and maybe even a little bit more NVDA as well too there. So how's that put doing on thing? Take a look. Let's find out.
Probably out of the money.
Is it right now? Is it?
I'm assuming, yeah, about $421.
Oh, okay, yeah,
that's one contract.
Yeah, that's real good. We can average into that one there.
And was down 200 just by entering.
Yeah, right? Because of the spread.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. So you can add a little bit to that position.
Yeah. Well, in real life, I wouldn't take one.
Yeah. You take multiple.
Yeah.
You start with one, and then if you get a good move, and then you can just obviously DC.
What he's talking about, I'm taking a short position on CoreWeave through options.
Yeah.
Thank you, Adara. I appreciate that. And so Joey was showing me after the show yesterday exactly how to structure it, how to use a strategy builder exactly, and you were telling me other ideas as well. Getting one on the ask, getting one on the bid, so you can create a better.
Yeah, exactly.
So
sell on the bid, you buy on the ask and stuff like
exactly.
that. So
exactly.
That's just how options work. And I was just like, if you want to hedge your position, getting a little bit more in depth with that one. But I mean, CoreWeave, he's like in that short. So let's see if that continues to cook up for him there. Let's go. Come on, Tesla, break down, shimmy shake. Long the video, we'll add a little bit more, says my guy Gorb. Okay, so you can see that you're holding up, have a potential double bottom right there as well. But we're taking that leg down that we want to see here in TSLL. Come on, break through some of these. This is the thing, right? We need to breach this candle. If we breach this candle, then I'm going to take a little bit more off there, maybe around 30% of the position at that breach, and then we'll let the rest ride to see if we can catch a hold trend down for the remainder of the session and head towards these lows. And the thing is, though, and I want to tell you guys this. So I completely closed my Salesforce position today. I didn't even see, I stopped looking at it just in case it was going completely trend mode. Okay, so yeah, I mean, it is. I closed it right at the open here, and I can't complain, right? Average was 262.5. Had some shares. I didn't end up grabbing any contracts, but that's okay. I'm happy with that Salesforce trade, so that's completely closed. We'll lock in some nice gains for the weekend there, and I'm enjoying that one, but now I want to see if we can get Tesla to get working. And obviously when we have this massive engulfing candle and when you have like a negative 15% day, I just start salivating, Sharif. I'm like, all right, continuously keep selling for me. I'm serious. I'm like, just keep selling, because what I'm gonna do is I'm going to look for any form of indecision or if price is gonna turn around. And then I was thinking to myself this morning, I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna grab like 10 contracts of TSLL when it displays itself. And if it does, yeah. So that's my game plan. I always keep it 100 with you guys, a buck as they would like to say. So out of Salesforce, even though it's continuously climbing higher, we're happy with that trade. And then as soon as Tesla displays any form of turning around in price, I'm going to start getting involved in contracts via TSLL. I know someone else was asking me about them, but be careful. Like, I don't expect, so if I'm making this trade to the long side, I need it to work relatively quick, because now I'm using a double leverage or a double derivative essentially, right? Because TSL is a derivative of actual Tesla, and then I'll be using a derivative to use it via contracts. So I just want that thesis to work out relatively quick, but I will get aggressive with it if it does pan out and it sets up exactly how I want.
All right, guys, for you guys asking what I got on CoreWeave, I got September 19 puts with a strike price. Joseph, where do I see the strike price over here?
Doesn't say there?
How come it doesn't say? September.
100.
The $100 put, yeah, okay, perfect. And $100 put. Like, I personally feel there's more down potential than the 100 just by looking at the TA. So we'll look at here at CRWV, go daily. So I don't believe that this company is valued correctly. I think it's great, but yeah, that's just my opinion. So the $100 is more of a safe one. I was thinking somewhere around 65 bucks, 70 bucks. So that's my opinion. Call me crazy, but that's what I'm doing. It's my money, and I want it now. So who remembers that? Remember that?
I want my money and I want it now.
Yeah, you don't remember that commercial?
Yeah,
BT?
Yeah. I want my money and I want it now.
It's my money and I want it now.
Do you remember this one? Money wasn't right. Or sorry, money wasn't tight, but it wasn't right.
Yes. Is that what's it called?
Yeah.
Trade school.
Everest
right?
or something
Everest
like
College,
that.
yes. And he wore the sideways hat.
He's like, money wasn't tight, but it wasn't right.
So funny. Yeah. Good times. Good times.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Let's update you on some trades over here. We're still zigging and zagging with BSGM. I got some prints to the high side, but we're really kind of straddling this 10 exponential, and above that, we're kind of holding at 8, so we'll see how this cookie crumbles. I was able to extract some good profits on WBY, but it did end up breaking my level there. Maybe I should have had my stop below area low, but that was too deep. So if this one sets up again, we went negative on it, by the way. Even though I was able to extract some good profits here for almost a 70 penny winner, I did hold the majority of the position into the stop, so we were negative on WBY, but we'll keep an eye on it, all right? BSGM we're positive on. I have a lot of prints to the high side here, looking for more. This one, AGEN, I told you guys I'd be working into this one. This one I have other plans for. I don't mind adding into 6, so much so that I'm going to wait for it right there, see if we can get something at around 605. Maybe I should even move it up a little bit more. The money fills seem to be maybe just ahead of that 605. So I think I'm going to cancel that and change it into 607. So let's go ahead and cancel that right now, and we'll wait at 607. What's going on over there, Obi? What are you doing with the booms, bro? Those are mine, man. Circle short, Obi yelling. Let's short was good. Long was good, short was good. Shout out to the Ob. He is the one. Knob, let's have a look at what he's looking at here. Here is, the mean reversion trader strikes again. He's not a mean guy, though. He's actually quite nice. The reversion could be mean. So even though it was a good-looking reversion, sometimes it flips a switch on you a little bit. That's a great look, Obe. Shout out to you, my man. That's a beautiful V-shaped retracement upside down. We call that around here the Christmas tree retracement. The
Christmas tree retracement.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that signal at the top there too, Sharif, my brother.
Topping tail. That's probably what your boy Obi was looking at as well. Shout out to him. All right. Shout out to ADL, All Class Adam, back in the chat. Shout out to you. Obi is the nice reversion trader, Adara says. I would have to echo that sentiment absolutely. Obi is quite a very nice person. Ruby with a Cristiano Ronaldo. I don't know why I did that accent, but I like it. Accent there. Shout out to you. 15 shekels from Ruby. What would be your reaction? What would be your reaction, guys, if Bitcoin reaches 130,000? I'd ask Joseph for my money back.
Ooh, that's crazy.
No, look, I don't think Bitcoin, I don't own Bitcoin directly, full disclosure. I own IBIT. I don't think I'm going to sell it. I'm just going to hold on to it, like my Tesla shares, like my PanW shares. That kind of stuff, is really not swing for me. So I'd be very happy, Ruby, but I wouldn't act upon it. Yourself?
I'd be like, yeah, I expect this.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
But you wouldn't be executing anything on it.
No.
Would you be selling any puts or any calls, anything like? You're just holding and you're enjoying.
I'm forever long Bitcoin.
Look, exactly.
Until otherwise, right? If it's like quantum comes in and it's like, yeah, okay, this thing's going to the dumps, then I'll get out of it. But me forever. Again, I'm holding till that 1 million. Right, that's my goal. It's like I want to hold.
And it sounds
Bitcoin.
crazy until it
actually does.
If someone told you 110,000 when we were back at 22,000 in 2022 when all hell was breaking loose in that year, they would have laughed at you. Right? But how many times do we need to see newer highs to get the freaking point?
Yeah, well,
How many times?
I don't know. To be honest with you, if someone would be like, yeah, I don't know why you're buying and try to give me that spiel, it's just like, whatever, man. Do your own thing. I'll trade what I want
leave
to.
me
And
alone,
you trade
bro.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. And you trade what you want. So by all means, again, to each their own. Do what you want with it. I like this. Institutional adoption. This thing's been around for a while. There's a finite amount of it. So, you know what I mean? Supply and demand.
I want to say something else.
Yeah.
For the last few years, because of like a lot of the uncertainty, central banks have been buying up gold like crazy.
Yeah.
Which is part of the reason why gold is where it's at right now. That's all fair and good.
Yep.
But you know who runs most of these central banks? Boomers. Boomers,
Yeah,
correct?
boomers,
Tiff
exactly.
Macklem.
Shut up.
We got Jerome Powell. Tiff Macklem is a Canadian bank of. I'm just telling everybody. I know.
Yeah.
So, what happens when the Gen X and
into
the
play.
millennials start taking the positions of central bankers?
Right.
Are they going to be buying gold, or are they buying Bitcoin?
Buy a little bit of both, you know what I mean?
A little bit of both.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So get our hands in everything. Like if you have the, see, that's the thing, right? Like I just think from a business perspective, and it's like the same thing with the likes of Tesla for me. I invest in, again, even though I'm a peon, essentially nothing. But again, if I'm doing business, I want to be in the right area. That's all I'm looking at it as a business opportunity. 100%. It's the same thing with like Tesla and Bitcoin. Okay, so what can you do for me in my personal business? And that's why I personally, just seeing Bitcoin go from where it was to what it is, and just kind of the mass adoption of this asset, it's like, how could you not want to be involved in it? That's just me personally, right? So it's just like, yeah, exactly. So it's just ride the train, whether you believe it or not. And I say this before, Steve Weiss on CNBC, he's just like, yeah, I don't even believe in this stuff, but everybody else does. So what is it to me? Money is money. And I said this the other day, $100 bill is a $100 bill. So yeah, how you get it is irrelevant.
Brendan, I don't understand what you're talking about, brother. Quantum computing will kill crypto security. Do you think that the crypto is not going to adapt their security so that it reflects the modern times? And even when all the Bitcoin is mined, so what if they accelerate the mining of the last few Bitcoins? That just makes its scarcity, it pulls up the scarcity even quicker. So if it was going to be scarce 10 years down the road, because current computing wouldn't be able to mine all of it until 10 years down the road, and we mine all of it, say, within 6 months, okay, so then you've brought forward scarcity, not kicked down the road. And so if your argument, because you didn't really specify in your comment, if your argument is, well, we can't have secure exchanges between individuals because quantum is just going to be able to intercept all this stuff, well, obviously they're going to adapt to that. I mean, it's just not going to stay stagnant. So I disagree with you there.
I mean, I don't even know what's in the white paper, because I don't even think you can mine more than what it's allowed in that halving cycle, right? Like you can only mine so much per 4 years.
There you go.
So it doesn't matter. You know, again, we've already mined 90% of it. What are you going to do? 95% of it. What are you going to do? Accelerate the last 5%? I mean, it's supposed to not be until I think it's like 2022 or like 140 years from now or something along those lines. But by all means, if they accelerate it, then who cares? Like you just said, Sharif, you just absorb kind of that finite amount left.
And the OG Darwin bringing up at a fantastic point as well. Think one could argue that quantum could crack Amazon, Tesla, Google, Netflix, and all. I mean, everybody's going to be on the table now. And Dijon Mustard, you bring up another good point. Crypto uses blockchain for bookkeeping, not security. Quantum will help crypto transactions. I'm not smart enough to know whether that's accurate or not. Sounds like a great comment to me. So I don't believe that, you know,
yeah, but all the mining rigs
disrupts.
provide security to it. So again, if you're going to use quantum, you fight fire with fire, essentially. So you can have quantum acting as security in those mining rigs as well, too. So if you think it's just one side of the trade, that's not the case. You can have quantum on the other side.
And how about our bank accounts, dog?
Yeah.
Aren't they all based on regular, standard security? Pardon me? Yes, Neil's agreeing. So all of our bank accounts now are compromised. So what makes crypto so much better? So are we all going to start buying and bartering with gold because there's no security? Bro, I'm not buying this argument. I see I respect your opinion. I respectfully disagree. I think that we're going to be just fine. And if you want to talk about just mining quicker, even though Joseph brought up the good point there that you can't mine more than X amount in any 4-year cycle, I don't think that we suffer that affliction. That's just my opinion, not financial advice, and I'm going with that. What do you got?
Oh, I'm short the boy right now. I'm short Elon. Yeah, I mean, I had to message my barber too because I'm looking at myself on the screen. Your boy needs to get a haircut out here, looking like a caveman maybe there. But yeah, so yeah, this is what we got going on here. We could talk about Bitcoin all day long and go back and forth. But I mean, let's talk about Elon because I think this is one of the hot topics of the day for sure. So again, we're just waiting. It's a slow grind. We can't seem to want to kind of break down and head lower than the low of VWAP, but IBIT's starting to pull back here as well too. Google is picking up some steam. So if you want to hop into that tech sector, you're going to see some relative strength there, guys. Things are starting to slowly turn around with the exception of Apple because it looks like it's continuing that move to the downside. But come on, let's see if we can break this. Let's weave out all those weak hands, can't talk today, and then head south of 1075. So that's my game plan. I'm going to hold on to it. I still have 90% of my position, but I'm looking for a specific target, and I just want to hold on to it for the majority of the session if I can and try to catch as much of this trend as I possibly have the ability to. But again, we took one trade earlier in the morning, really precise. I mean, I can't even complain other than the fact I didn't get the exact entries that I wanted with the size that I was looking for. I eventually built into it, but I wanted to start slightly more aggressive, but I just wasn't catching the fills. So here you go. You can see a nice precise entry right there, guys. We enter once, and then once we crack and hold the volume weighted average price, then I'm like, all right, let's double up that position and move it down, take that move down. I should have took a little bit more off, shoulda, coulda, woulda, and then I got stopped out about at break even there. So that's why I want to just hold on to this. If it comes back into the top end of this zone and cracks it, then maybe I'll just get out and it squeezes north of there, and then we'll be able to find another entry, Sharif.
All right, man. Here's the deal. We're still involved right now. Shout out to the Jay Lee. Joseph, Sharif, August 13th, 2024, NIST released a final version of its first 3 post-quantum crypto standards. Then prior to that, because I didn't get to read your earlier message, Jay. Sharif, Joseph, look up quantum safe encryption. It's already a thing and already published and getting used for your information. Thank you to the OJ Lee, always educating us. And guys, I realize we are not the gold standard in what crypto will and will not do when quantum is in full force. But, I'm going to opine on things that I want to opine on. You can choose to listen to me. You can choose to listen to Joseph. Or you can just choose to, one ear out the other. But we're still going to opine on it, okay? So here's the deal. We're looking at BSGM to the high side right now. Now we've got a first 5-minute candle to make a new high. We're getting prints there. We got 808s on. It's showing me 33s. I've layered my orders on this one. I like the look of this one's jib. Let's see if it's able to take out some of these orders to the high side. Next area I'm waiting at 34s, and I'm waiting at 45s and 55s. This one is a bit spready though. There's times where I've seen it as wide as 15 pennies, and there's times right now where it's as good as 5 pennies. The point is though, it's an irregularly wide spread for an $8 name that's done some decent volume on the day. Actually, BSGM hasn't even done that much volume, to be honest. It's about a little less than 2 million shares. So that's what I'm keeping my eye on there. Now, I did get into APLD, and I told you I was going to get into APLD south of the volume weighted average price for this specific reason that it's not respecting VWAP. So we're taking prints there. We got 24s on. It's showing me 45. So let's set up now at 48, and then a little bit above that $0.50 as well. So if we do get a price spike, we're able to extract some profit. So APLD, topping it off, or bottoming it off here, I guess, with a bottoming tail candle, and then up we go again. Let's see if we're able to retrace above the volume weighted average price and then get some prints to the high side. People tell me to look at PHAT, PHAT. Shout out to Daily Day Trade. Let's have a look at PHAT. Oh, that's a nice little breakout there. Okay, so that's a daily chart. And you can already see it's a repeat offender. It's had these wide moving days. Let's go to the 5. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, this is a good looking one. Thank you very much for that. PDYN just lost its spot on the side chart, replaced by Fatty Girl. Fatty Girl, who remembers that song? Nobody ever. You don't know. Yeah, you don't know. You're not LL Cool J, bro.
Yeah, I'm not LL Cool.
Oh my God. Neil knows what it is.
Neil knows that.
Of course he knows what it is, man. All right, PHAT. Let's throw in Fatty Girl up here. I think I've traded this one before because I was singing Fatty Girl not that long ago. Thank you, Adara. Adara will remember exactly what day I was singing it too. It's taking out levels, baby. Here comes that 6.5. That's a high day. It's very much near that HOD. There goes 650. It's 660 now on Fatty Girl. All right, so we're gonna have to load up Fatty Girl here on the side chart or on the trading screen so we can weasel in if it is warranted. PHAT. Where is it? Trades on the NQ, Joseph. Big breakout there, guys. Be careful with this one. Look for micro pullbacks on the momentum break. Otherwise, wait for a retracement into a key level, Joseph.
Never left, Michael DeRider. You mean you're back, brother. You never left in the first place, my guy. Much appreciated. Love seeing you in the chat. Yeah, let me know what you guys are trading here today as well. What are your theses? What are your trade plans? What has been the best trade of the day for you? And then we'll go over some things. If you want to go over some options chain work as well too, we can do that. We'll talk about this week's expiration cycle and leading into next week. But let's go. Continuously break down. This is what I want to see. I pointed this out, so what was once acting as resistance is now clearly support right here, guys, at that definitive 1080 level. That's 100 on Tesla. Let's pull up the chain to see what we got going on with TSLA, and see if we can find something that is like, hey, okay, why are we continuously knocking on this door? Why can't we breach it? So from what I'm seeing right now displayed on this week's expiration cycle that is ending this afternoon at 4 o'clock, we got 14,000 contracts on the put side right at that 300 strike price. But then we also have 24,000 open contracts on the call side at that exact same strike price. So you can see kind of the pinning type price action that we're getting kind of displayed. We go in a $5 range this way, $5 range that way. So if we breach it, then we'll hopefully get some individuals offside, and then maybe 290 might even be in the works. I think that might be a little bit of a push, but that is south of the low a day. So, I mean, again, if there's enough demand to absorb all of that and then we continue lower, that's exactly the next target that I'm going to be aiming for, and that's going to be at 290 because we got 11,000 on the put side. And then if I go and look over on the call side, there's not too much there. So we could get that open room and continue once this is breached, and if it does decide to breach. So looks like Tesla will retest 305. 305.50, maybe, possibly, I don't know. Only time will tell. I mean, we got up to 305 all the way up there, but you can see that we have an indecision displayed right at that high, and that's exactly why I decided to short it and looking for that move back into the volume weighted average price. So there you go. I like that you were mentioning that. I don't see anything from an open interest standpoint that says, hey, why are we just rejecting that specific level? I mean, there's only 8,000 open contracts at 305. I'm seeing more at this 300 where we're continuously knocking on the door and we can't breach just yet. And if the market really wants to start to rally, maybe Tesla will catch somewhat of a bid and then continue on that path to the top side. But yeah, I'm still bearish on this, and I'm going to be full up. I'm going to be frank with you guys as I usually am. I'm bearish on this thing right now. You don't want to hold too much of a bias, but that's my trade plan, right? Like, I'm looking for specific signals and I'm executing on them. I'm not going to force them. I'm going to be patient and wait for them to display themselves. If they display themselves, then okay, I'm going to look to take an advantage. If they don't, then that's fine. I'm sitting on my hands. You can see that I've been, so after my first entry, where did I get out at? At 10 o'clock? Right, I got out of my my first trade at 10 o'clock, and I didn't get back in for another hour and 10 minutes, right? So again, I'm in no rush. I'm just being more precise, and I think that's really important. I don't want to just force things, and I told you guys this before. I like putting on good trades for you, but that also requires me to be patient and to get in exactly where I know and where I believe the chart is telling me and what the price action is telling me to get in, Sharif.
All right, guys, PHAT is halted to the upside now at about 746, just south of that $0.50. It is rocketing up. It is now 60% in the clear, 59.06. So here is the information on PHAT so you can make your informed decisions.
Sharif, one more thing. Dasher Hunter, I'm not sad at all. Why would I be sad? I sold at $230. We're now trading at $300. Right? What am I sad about? Did you not hear that I also bought Robinhood after that?
Tell him,
so I just rotated that. Yeah, what am I sad about? I'm actually not sad at all, to be honest with you. I'm quite, frankly, I'm happy. There we go.
There you go. All right.
Tell
He's
him.
happy. Yeah. All right, PHAT, boys and girls, is halted to the upside. Be careful with this one. Let's see what the open is. So PHAT, I want to give you some information on 55 million share float. 20.33% of that 55 million apparently is board for short. That information could be up to 2 weeks old. Just comparing the float to my platform, Trade Idea says 55 million share float. My platform says 57. Not that big of a difference. So we're going to keep tabs on that one, okay? I worked into HKPD, excuse me. as it came into the 10 exponential moving average, what do we got? We got 14s on. It's still showing me 14s. Let's see if it holds up at this level. Let's have a look at APLD as well. We're long that at the $0.25. Here comes 45 again. Let's see if we're able to take off some profits here. There's 44s. I'm actually waiting at a little bit south of 50. For whatever reason, it's having trouble at 44, so we'll wet the beak there and maybe extract some more profits to the high side if it is to squeeze a little bit. AGEN though, this one I am kind of worried about. 630 seems like it is a level, even though 635 is the high of the day. What do I have on this one? I've got 21s on. Okay, it's showing me 19s now, so we're 2 pennies out of the money, but I don't mind waiting into 6. Okay, it hasn't even touched the volume weighted average price on the day. So I don't mind actually dollar cost averaging into $6 on AGEN. I'm going to keep my eye out on that one. BSGM as well. I don't know why this didn't trigger, likely because of the spread. I had an order here to dip for a dip trade. It didn't fill. That's okay. We're going to keep an eye out on this one. Adair's got news at the big desk.
OMDA, we talked about this IPO a bit earlier. This is the 3-minute chart. It's its third 3-minute candle, priced at $19, opening here at 23, low of 22.30. Nice push to the upside here. This one clearly green. This is like a healthcare company. 7.9 million shares being offered. So the IPO price range, $18 to $20. Filed mid-range here, or sorry, I guess priced mid-range here at $19, opening at 23. So here is OMDA, not quite the big splash that Circle made, but good look for this IPO. Back to you.
Neil's just telling me about what OMDA does. Yeah, it sounds quite interesting, Neil. Yeah, it's like a video library, a health video library, which I think is quite an interesting idea. I mean, you know, it'd be nice to go to a place other than YouTube or, you know, other places where things are not vetted. So, yeah, keeping an eye on that. APLD, we're taking all the prints to the high side right now. Very happy with this trade. Only one unfilled level there in the low 60s. So let's go ahead and set up now at 60. I don't even want to have to say 69 anymore, bro. I'm a little annoyed about that. All right, so we're going to set up like that. We're also going to set up at 82s. APLD on the good stuff right now. Maybe that Elon stuff, who knows? We're going to keep an eye, see if we can take out that $0.75 level. Nobody got that joke?
Sorry, brother. I'm just totally.
What happened? Who's bothering you in the chat?
No one's bothering me. No one's bothering me. Someone asked me to take a look at their super chat.
Okay.
Earlier, and I'm just like focused on.
All right. No worries,
no, brother. Sorry.
No, it's okay. All right. So APLD, we're doing real well on this one. Let's see if we can clear that $15 area. Good luck there. HKPD. Let's have a look there. This one's still break even. Nothing doing. ODMA, though, I'm keeping an eye on that. It's zigging and zagging like crazy with a 25.50 high, trading at around 25 bucks right now. So we'll keep that under watch. And as well, Fatty Girl is supposed to open up, and there it is. So now it's open. Fatty Girl's open, 845 high. It's up 80%. Big boy move up what? Oh, yeah, well, whatever, bro.
Yeah, okay.
It is going to halt again, Joseph, at 845. Fatty Girl is, unless it's going to be a false halt right now, 845. Here comes the next halt, next halt level. And now lunch is served. Yes, that is the bell. That is the lunch bell. Shout out to Raquel. Good look there. Joseph, we're continuing to take prints, though, to the high side on our friend APLD as it retraces right above that volume weighted average price. I'm trying to take out the majority of my shares above 15. I perceive there might be some resistance at that $15 level, despite the fact that it's a 1542 high of day. I know. It's all good, Smokey Love. Everything's fine, baby. Everything's fine. Baby. All right, let's look at our friend BSGM, because now we got the ad. Okay? So now we got the print on BSGM. We got 792. We're out of the money. 785 now showing me, but it is make or break time now for BSGM. We went very positive on this one initially, and now I am negative on it. And now it's going to have to hold up above the volume-weighted average price. I will use VWAP here as my line in the sand because it's shown its propensity to respect it. So let's go ahead and throw an order, a stop loss that is, for BSGM south of that $0.50. So I'm going to go like this, and then we're going to put it in for that many shares, and we will give it a healthy spread between the trigger price and the limit price because it is a spready ticker, so it warrants a wider spread between. I know, Adara, but you know what I feel about these spready tickers, that it's okay, it's not your fault. I mean, you're not to blame here. So I love these painters with Adara at the big desk. Get it, Adara. There you go. Make sure to like and subscribe, guys. Joseph, we've got BSGM at VWAP here. So it's make or break time, my man. What's going on your side?
Yeah. I just decided to take some off here a little bit, guys. I'm still going to hold on to half the position here. I was holding on to the majority of it, but we're not breaking, right? The market's tanking and Tesla's holding up relatively well. I shouldn't say tanking, but it's like taking an additional leg lower. So, south of VWAP, it couldn't breach and hold. So yeah, there we go. We're just gonna hold on to what we got for that remainder of the movie.
Hold on to what we got. No, if you're ready or not, we got each other, and that's all right. But whoa, oh, we're halfway there. Oh, we're living on a prayer.
All right. Anyway, okay. Oh man,
it's Friday, baby. It's Friday, baby.
Crazy. All right, to exit, helped us. Neil got in that one too.
Neil was all up in that, guy. Neil was all up in that.
There you go, man. That was a good time, man. Wow.
Sorry, guys. I apologize there.
We apologize.
Yeah.
I don't actually. I'm gonna be honest. DFDV is Solana coin of MSTR. So this is a $5 super chat from Terexit Help Desk. DFDV, a Solana clone of MSTR with a SOL reserve, calls on 620, 22.5 strike. It just spiked, and I hope I didn't wait too long to grab that contract. What you think? All right, so I'm sorry I'm not into the abbreviations.
Get him,
so
Joe.
Let's pull it up there. Yeah, I thought it was where you at. I know that one. But let's pull up the options chain here to see what.
My wife started howling, says Boo Burner. That's so embarrassing. Why do we do this?
Yeah, I don't know, man.
I'm sorry, guys.
DFP, DV, whatever it may be. DFP.
What happened, Joseph?
Okay, I can't even type either right now.
Everything's
It's a good day, man. We're pulling it up. I'm gonna pull up the chart, man. Pull up. DF. Why can't I figure that out? DV, that's a tongue twister. Let's see what you got going on. You want some calls on this one. Doesn't seem overly liquid. Let's see what we got going on from a technical standpoint anyways, right? We just take a look at that. See what we got going. DV. DeFi development.
BFG.
Oh, wow. Okay, yeah, wow. This is a big time move here that we're seeing. DeFi Development Corp. Very interesting stuff. I've never actually heard of this company. Ooh, okay, so maybe Adara's got something on. I'm hearing her say come to her. But yeah, there we go. So this is what I'm seeing. I don't think you've missed anything, right? So if you truly believe that this is going to be somewhat of a pullback, you'll be getting in at a good range. Are you going to get that precision entry that you're looking for? Maybe not, but if you're considering or you think that your trade thesis that you're going to continuously climb higher and you're just grabbing something off of this pullback, I don't think you've missed that train. Be patient and maybe you get somewhat of a pullback and then look for that continuation to the top side. But thank you very much for that $5 super chat. We're going to send it off to Dara and then Neil with his lesson of the day.
We're still getting trolled.
Yeah, this market here, if you go look at the 15-minute chart, arguably a downtrend. We have lower highs, lower lows. This is the SPY, but I mean, we're still up on the day. We had this nice bounce here off of these lows at 597-ish on the SPY. Nasdaq here looking almost identical, maybe a little bit better here for the Nasdaq, but the Nasdaq also has a double top here that the SPY does not have, around 532. Let's talk Broadcom. Truthfully, a lot of the earnings names from today kind of looking like this. They've got a move down initially and then some kind of chop throughout the day. So AVGO, we know that they reported earnings and guided just slightly above estimates. Nothing too exceptional here with this report. Though again, AI revenue strong. They're guiding strong AI revenue going forward as well. Let's talk about Apple. Now, this stock here, great push at the open, petering off ever since. Yeah, Sharif booing here, and I think I might know why. Sharif, I don't know if you know this. I don't know if the audience knows this. I mentioned it earlier, but Bloomberg is reporting that you shouldn't expect too many AI-related announcements at WWDC. Now, this is unfortunate because we know that's the one thing the market was really looking for to save Apple. So WWDC announcements might not include AI. But make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, make sure you join us every single day. Make sure you tune in with Neil and his lesson of the day. So without further ado, Neil, please take it away.
Lesson of the day here. Thank you, Adara. And it's brought to you by something that Joe said. I mean, I heard Joe talk about, waiting for your setups. You want to put on a show for everybody, but you've got to trade your setups and be yourself. And at the end of the day, we know ourselves the best. Like, we're no strangers to ourselves, and that's what I love about this. In trading, you got to have rules. So do I. You want to have some full commitment to all your trades, because that's what I'm thinking of. And you're not going to get that kind of commitment from any other guy, because I just want to show you how I'm feeling today, and I got to make you understand that I'm never going to give you up. I'm never going to let you down. I had to. I had to do it. Sorry, I had to do that one for you guys, because someone kept saying that I had to try to rickroll you guys. Anyway, so it does mean stay to your plan and be yourself in your trades. And that's what I want to get to today. Now, obviously, like yesterday, we're all looking longs on, most people were looking longs on Circle. And I, like everybody else, made all my money in the long trade. And sometimes you just have a read in one direction and not the other. And that's fine. It was way better to be, it was way better to be long today, I think, on Circle than it was to be short. But you can't let that, I don't have a read on the long, so I'm not going to trade. You can't do that. Whatever your read is, whatever your style is, you just got to take shots. And you saw me take some pot shots at the 100 with success once into the volume weighted average price. And because I had a short read, I completely missed an obvious long setting. But then you just got to get in and say, okay, well, if I'm looking for these stupid topping tail candle shorts, I got to make sure I get the next one that's available, because that's the read I have on the stock right now. And I'm not picking up on the longs very well. So you've got to know the type of trader that you are and just sit around and wait for it. Like, remember we talked about, like, all day long, this happened on Meta. This, like, trend down nonsense that it never broke. And remember I said at the beginning of the show, like, look at this crazy trend. Like, someone's selling Meta on all these highs, and then once they grab control, they're selling lower highs, despite the fact of market strength. So today, I simply waited, and because I like a mean reversion trade. So if you waited all day yesterday for Meta to break the trend, it didn't. If you waited all morning for Meta to break the trend, if you know your style, you want one and done, I'm taking the trend break, I'm playing it into VWAP. I like the kind of trade where my risk is here to here, that's tight, that's big, and I can make one of these, I can lose on two of them, and I can be green because of the risk to reward. And those are the types of setups I'm working on. So I don't mind here or there if you win one, lose one. And that's what allows you to be calm and stay in the pocket, as I like to say, stay green, whatever it might be. So I want to thank Joe for that, because, oftentimes it's so easy. There are a lot of different styles of trade and personalities on the trading show. And it's so easy to, like, you get this idea, that idea, and to jump into something that maybe isn't you. But for real, as a trader, you have to find what works for you. You can expand upon it, but you always go back to those basics, because everybody's going to see the market in just a little bit different of a way. Your entries can't be the same. Your exits can't be the same. You can't try to copy somebody else. You got to do what speaks to you and do something that you like, just like doing a job that you love or whatever it might be. So, try to figure out what you are or who you are as a trader. And when you find it, make sure you stay true to that. So there you go, everybody. By the way, Rick Astley is an absolute legend. There's your lesson of the day. Bye, guys.
No.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Let's talk about some of these trades. APLD, the good one for me right now. So I'll start with that one. That one, we're taking Prince to the high side. We've got 24s on. It's showing me almost 80. So not a bad look. That's the good news. There's a lot of bad news. AGEN, still above the volume weighted average price. I still have an order here that still hasn't triggered. Front running that $6 level. I'm waiting at 607s. It's showing me 10s. It's got a decent spread here of 2 pennies, so I don't feel the slippage here will be as big of a factor as in some other ones. So my stop below this one is below 590. So I will give it a bit of a buffer zone. Volume weighted average price is right at $6. I don't want to place it in the 90s because of the stop hunting possibilities. I was stop hunted almost every day this week, placing my stop way too tight to the level. So if you got to learn your lesson there. So keeping my eye on that one. Also keeping my eye on HKPD. Where's that one at? There it is. So that one, keeping an eye on this one, looking for a $2 dip trade into that. So that didn't fill. That's interesting. So let's go ahead and see what we get there. So HKPD coming into the volume weighted average price for the first time on the day. Let's see if we can get the fill there at 04s. Anything below 195, I'll be out there. HKPD, we got 7s on, so we're about 4 pennies out of the money right now on this one. But the problem, those ones weren't too much of a problem. BSGM is the bigger problem. I have a big position on in this one, and if it loses that $0.50, we're going to give back everything that we made to the top side on this one. So BSGM really not finding support at the at the volume weighted average price at all. It's not tanking below it, but it's putting in lower highs. So that's what's keeping me concerned that here, that we're not getting the type of buying we should be getting at VWAP, or that I would anticipate getting. That's kind of what I'm trying to say there. And here comes HKPD into that $2 area. So let's go ahead and put our stop below that level. So we're going to go just like this, and we're going to give it all the way down to 91s. Hopefully we don't get stop hunted there. HKPD, yeah. So there, we're good to go there. Now let's look at APLD, because this one is taking out all my prints to the high side right now, showing me 87s. I'm already waiting at 88s, and then I'm waiting just a little bit below 15. So HKPD, larger position in this one. Let's see if it ends up moving to the high side. Back to BSGM. BSGM here we have at 92s. It's at 70, so we're well out of the money here. It's got a bottoming tail candle at the moment, but it is spready. So let's not, sing or get too excited too quickly about this one, possibly finding support at VWAP, Joseph. So doing some decent trades here, but some bad ones as well. BSGM chief among them, Joseph.
Yeah, thank you for that there. All right, so let's see what we got going on with Tesla. It does look like it wants to break up. So if we do breach some of these levels, then I'll just hop out of this trade. It looked like the market was going to continuously bleed, but Tesla's holding up relatively well. And I mentioned kind of the options pinning that we're experiencing right now. So you can see we're just trading within that range. That's because there's a balance on both the call and the put side. So yeah, we'll just keep an eye out for that. And I mean, one party's going to eventually win. So yeah, I'm just going to be waiting patient to see if I can sit in this position for the remainder of the day, or until it stops me out break even, or I get to take out some partials as well too. So yeah, that's the game plan. I'm curious on Palantir, because it's just moving sideways right now. And we know what this name can get like. So is it slowly starting to lose its steam? I mean, eventually it can't stay hot forever, but here you go. You can see we're just going sideways. So chop fest right there. A lot of overlapping candles. So if you're a breakout trader, you just need to be patient and wait, for those multiple tests, and then maybe you can get a move, but that will be displayed via the volume, right? So just keep an eye on what the profile is telling you, and then if you can see it really start to pick up and amp up, then maybe you can find a direction. But right now, it's not looking overly well. We do have some key resistance zones, and with that being said, we'll pull up the chain to see if we have anything along those lines that's like, hey, why are we just trading within this dollar range? Why are we got a high of 125, and then we got a low of around 124? What is specifically there, and then we can determine some other things like that. So yeah, and thank you everyone in the chat for chiming in on what I just said. Much appreciated. So thank you. All right, so yeah, let's take a look at 125, 124 strike on this week's expiration cycle. So nothing that stands out really. Again, maybe just a lot of sideways price action considering the moves that we've just been on and what has endured over the past couple of months. So coming from April, guys, it's had a, oops, wrong one there. Okay, all right, doesn't want to do it today. All right. Sweet, good stuff. All right, so yeah, anyways, we're up over 100%, right? You just do some simple math, and we go to 60s and then 120, right? So you're up over 100% in a couple of months. Yeah, so Palantir is slowly taking a breath. It did put in a new all-time high again, so pulling back off of that, holding some of these key levels. And again, it just can't go up all the time. You need things to cool off. And that's what I do believe that we're experiencing here in Palantir. Yeah, okay, so it looks like I'm going to get stopped out break even here on this Tesla trade as it's slowly starting to curl over. And that's why I took a little bit more off. We just weren't getting that breakdown that I was looking for. And I was referring to the pinning, so I just had to listen to what multiple indicators were telling me. And the market's slowly starting to curl over as well, too. NVDA breaking through the volume weighted average price. Google is still hovering above VWAP. Apple's relatively weak, but let's take take a look at Microsoft to see what we have. Yeah, Apple's not doing too good today, Sharif. But I mean, it had a really strong.
Shocked, Joseph. I thought it would be up 10% today by
now.
now.
Yeah, what's going on?
You know.
We got to talk with the boys over there. In Cupertino, but yeah, Microsoft. Yeah, exactly. Microsoft holding up, holding under the volume weighted average price. So if it really starts to get rolling, then watch out. The Qs can start squeezing. And this is what I'm looking at here. You can see we got a nice indecisive hammer, and you're getting a pullback off of that specific level there. So be patient. Don't get out until you need to. NVDA is really, really ripping right now, guys. So that's a solid look. Gorab, I know you were long this one. Yeah, so it's held that double bottom to a T. You get a gap up in the pre-market as well too, and it just held the trend. So there you go. Really nice look there from Gorab. Holds 141.50 to a T, and then now heading towards some key pivot levels and looking like it wants to head towards the high day as well too, Sharif.
There's, just like people. Some tall people, some shorter people, some wider people, some narrower people, some not very bright people, some very bright people.
There's a range.
Right? There's a range, right? We are not created equal, despite what others want you to think. And PHAT is not equal to the rest. Look at this thing go, bro. 1067 high day. Joseph, can you see a red candle on there?
I don't see any.
I don't see any red candles on there, Joseph. 127% and still going, guys. This thing is on one right now. It is halted again to the upside. 1067 halt level. Time that it halted 12:11:33. Make sure you are timing 5-minute increments off that level there. 12:11:33. Keep your eye out on that. It should be a good look here on PHAT. Obviously, I want no smoke with this one. It's too difficult to trade, and obviously liquidity issues being
Charlie, man.
Liquidity issues being what they are because it's barely able to stay open. So BSGM is finding some support here off the volume weighted average price into the 90s it goes. So now I'm break even on it. So now I have to make a decision. Does this bounce off VWAP, or is this just a momentary bounce that's giving me an opportunity to get the hell out of there? And, I know I'm probably not going to take it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to set up an order in the mid-90s to see if I can extract some profits here. Now, the problem with BSGM is it's spready. So it's only done 2 million shares on the day, almost 2.1. So even when it gets up into that level that I'm trying to take profit at, it doesn't fill most of the time because of the spread. So I am a little concerned about this one, full disclosure. It didn't trigger me out. I already have my stop in place, but we didn't get triggered out. But I don't have a good feeling about this one. APLD I have very good feelings about because I'm almost exhausted. The prints on this one, it just got up into 15. We're long at the $0.25. I only have one print here that didn't print at the 15 penny level. So let's take some shares off on this little down move here on APLD. But this could be a lower high here on APLD. So I am kind of concerned about that. I'd like to extract the majority of the profits or my shares into the 70s and 60s in case this one does come back down and try to come back into that third of a dollar give and take. So that is of concern to me there. Let's have a look at AGEN. Still not getting the print despite the fact that it's at my level. We're going to have to see if this one bounces off VWAP. VWAP now on AGEN 601. So I'm front running it at 605 for a dip trade there. Let's see if we get the fill on that bad boy, but not much to really report on that one. HKPD did find some support there. Where's my HKPD trade? Sorry to flip between screens. It does seem to find some support possibly at that $2 level. $2 is also the volume weighted average price. Actually, $1.99 is technically VWAP. So I've already placed my stop on this one below the volume weighted average price. So we're going to have to see which way this cookie crumbles. So HKPD, AGEN, BSGM, and APLD. I'm involved in all of those. I am keeping an eye on the new IPO, ODMA. It is trading at around 25.71 now. I'm also keeping an eye, obviously, on PHAT because it's rocketing up to the high side, and I should probably cover that for you guys, even if I don't trade it. But I really don't have anything else at the moment. I think I'm nursing 4 positions at the moment. So we'll keep tabs on that. Anything you want me to look at, or Joseph to look at, just tag us, let us know what you need, and we will be more than happy to assist in that regard. It's Friday. I hope everybody's having a fantastic day. It's beautiful weather outside in Toronto. Hoping it's beautiful where you guys are as well, because we've got a great weekend coming up here with some sunshine and some good weather.
I've got sunshine.
Not humidity though, because it's going to be like mid-20s.
Okay.
And because you know how I feel about the humidity,
I love
bro.
it. You know how I feel, bro.
All right. Christopher Leroy, Sharif, are you trading real yet? No, I am not, because the back office has not cleared it yet. So we're still waiting, okay? Am I good? Okay, I'll do it in a minute. Thank you, Neil. Neil submitted a ticket, so hopefully it's cleared. I'm gonna have to log back out and log back in to check that. Kazam wants us to look at Vero, V-E-R-O. Let's have a look at V-E-R-O. Not Veru, Fahad, Vero. So Vero is, what is this one doing? Why does it change like that? VRO. Have a look at this. Venus concept up 35%, but well below the volume weighted average price. This one isn't for me, so I have two rules for these small cap gappers. I have they got to be above the pre-market high, and they have to be above the volume weighted average price. This one meets neither. Why? Because the pre-market high is 458, and we are trading at 323. So we haven't cleared the pre-market high. In addition, the volume weighted average price is at 377. We're trading at 323. So I would have nothing to do with VRO, Joseph.
All right, cool. If you want a prop firm that's transparent, fair, and actually wants you to succeed, listen up. PropX gives you a 1 to 200 leverage, one of the highest out there, and no high watermark. Fast payouts, real support, and a team that's on your side.
Thanks,
that's
Neil.
why you're rated at 4.6 on Trustpilot and climbing. Use code TraderTV to get 50% off of your challenge right now. Scan the QR code or click the link in the description box and start trading smarter with PropX. Pass the challenge, get funded. It's that simple, folks. So yeah. Go check it out there, ProfX, and see if that's for you specifically. Yeah. Oh, so everything's working. Everything's working for you. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Everything.
I have to find out.
Yeah. Let's see if we can get that ball rolling there for sure. And maybe I don't know if I can do the test early. I mean, if I could just get it done with, that'd be pretty cool. So yeah, so send it over.
It's really my fault. I want to make very clear that it's nothing to do with the company.
No.
They sent me multiple emails to do the test, and I just kept forgetting to do it. And then I did it when I was logged out, and you know, it takes time to process. So it's nothing to do with the company. It's on me, guys. Just want to make that very clear. Dara's at the big desk.
Dara's at the big desk.
Because of some comments coming here from Fed's Harker saying that amid uncertainty, it's still possible that the Fed can cut rates later this year. Also, a bit of a nuclear story. It's not really moving the stocks. I think we have to wait to kind of see how this is going to impact stocks, if anything. But I'm seeing, according to sources here, some things circulate. Apparently, the U.S. Department of Commerce is suspending licenses to export nuclear plants to China. So again, reports here, again, not seeing where these are coming from or who's reporting them, but apparently, the Department of Commerce is suspending some license here to export nuclear plant parts to China. Does not seem like it's impacting any of these nuclear names, but just letting you guys know the story's out there. Back to you.
Live.
He's
Assassino, can we switch to live, please?
Yeah,
Thank you.
You got to switch up that old one there.
See, you get Neil to do it, the ball starts rolling.
Neil,
there,
can you send me the test by any chance?
It's in the Metro, brother.
Is it?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Let's see if we can get that done. I'll just get it out of the way because it is coming up soon for me, right?
Usually you get an email 30 days.
Yeah. So it is coming up soon. So I would rather just get that out of the way, be proactive on that front. But Apple looking, Sharif, Apple taking a nosedive down here.
I'm very shocked
on this one. He's not. You can tell he's not very enthused about what Apple's got going on there. 200. I still think this is going to be a good time to buy this name. I mean, if it does crack that support, then not going to be a good look. But yeah, one thing that I wanted to talk about here was just kind of adding to potential trades that I still. So a month ago or so, whenever this is. So there we go. When I first started buying some more Bitcoin in my swing account, got to ride this whole trend, fantastic stuff. But now I want to also try to grab that additional leg higher. So what I'm looking at here is you can see that we have some key resistance and support zones. We have an engulfing candle right here, but then we just gained back what we lost on yesterday's price action. So my trade plan on this one for me to either grab contracts or shares, I haven't decided yet, is that once we sit on top of this range right here, that's when I'm going to look for the continuation of this trend, considering we have now cracked that and we are in an uptrend right now. So that is that game plan plan right there on, this is Bitcoin, guys, not Apple. So yeah, this is exactly what I'm looking at, 105,000. We sit on top of 106, open up on the higher end of this resistance zone, and then I think that's when we're going to make that move past this previous all-time high and then construct a new one and head into price discovery once again. So that's the game plan on that. It may take a couple of days, and that's what I mentioned, guys. And I was talking about it yesterday. When you're swing trading, you don't need to be in a position all the time. Sometimes cash is the best position for you while you wait. It may take a week, it may take a couple weeks, it may take a month for that precise entry, but then when it does display itself, that's when you have to, it's your job to take advantage of that. And that's exactly why I tell you guys about my trade plans, whether it's CRM, Bitcoin, NVDA, Amazon, whatever it may be. I display that to you and I let you know what my trade plan is, and then as I'm going through the execution and sitting in the positions, you guys know about it there, Sharif. So yeah, that's exactly what I'm looking at. Sorry, 60, we're tapping on to 60 in Bitcoin. So this is a positive sign. If I can wait until Monday morning, which I'll have to, and we're sitting on top of this range, that's going to be an add opportunity.
Bang. All right. Big time move down here for, what's it called? Fatty. So Fatty's headed down. It's aggressively bouncing. Keep your eye, though, on 10 1/3. 10 1/3. Or sorry, 10 2/3, excuse me. That's the previous area halt level. If we lose that level, we're likely going to continue to drop down more aggressively here. So let's give this one the old college try. We're gonna get long here. We're gonna give this to 10 2/3. I'm just trying to think if I want to wait for a little bit of a dip trade here as it zigs and zags with that level. I just don't want to be caught in a down halt. That's the thing. And so now here we go. So coming in aggressively into that level. Can we hold the level? Adara, what's up?
I want to bring this guy to your guys' attention. EMR, this is Emerson Electric, dropping pretty harshly. I mentioned that nuclear story, but I said I wasn't really sure which stocks would be impacted. Seems like MER is being impacted. So just to recap that story, Reuters reporting that the U.S. Commerce Department is suspending license to export nuclear plant parts to China. These nuclear names themselves weren't moving, but I guess these names were involved in the export process, potentially including EMR, are getting a bit of a drop on that catalyst. Also, just so you guys know, Philly Fed President Patrick Harker is set to retire at the end of the month. Don't know who's replacing him yet, but it looks like I might have to update this infographic, which is the entire group of the Fed. So yeah, you can check this out on X at TTV Research. Patrick Harker, this individual in the bottom here, will not be on this for long because he is retiring. Back to you.
Thank you for that, Adara. All right, guys. This is one of the most valuable parts of Trade the Pool. It's called VOD, which stands for Video On Demand. It's a library, a free resource-filled library with real trading stories, strategy deep dives, and practical insights to help you grow as a trader. So whether you're looking to improve your entries or manage risk a little bit better, or actually just stay motivated, this is where experience meets education. And to make sure nothing valuable, slips through the cracks or anything like that, there's a note feature embedded right in the program. You see something worth remembering, you click note, you write it down, and it stays saved right inside the video. So if you're interested in that kind of thing, you head on over to tradethepool.com, tap the trading VOD, and start completely free. Shout out to Mitch and the cat guy. Katz, I think, is the CEO with a great cut. Michael Katz, thank you, Adara. I'll always rely on Adara's memory. John Del Segno telling me Netflix is booming over here. Let's have a look at NFLX. Or it's not booming, it's actually down on the day. Okay. Let's have a look at NFLX.
Do you own it? Do you own Netflix?
I don't. No. I did buy it for a swing at $275.
Oh yeah, okay.
I feel fantastic about holding it there, right?
Yeah.
No, in all seriousness, I don't own Netflix. It's a bit of a down move on the day, but what are we down here, John? We're down 1%. Didn't we just put all-time highs yesterday? Yeah, we did. Yesterday was another all-time high day, with the high there being of the high was exactly 1262.81. Ended up closing at 1250. Nice round number there. The high of the day today is 1260. So, I don't think this is bad at all. I wouldn't be shorting Netflix here. There's no signal here to short. It's above all the moving averages. It's putting in higher highs and higher lows. There's just nothing wrong with the stocks. Dude, since I bought this, and I bought it like in 22, okay? Oh, I don't even want to look at it. Yeah, it's not the biggest. I've seen bigger. It's not even a 10 bagger, but that's still close, 620%. Yeah,
that's
not bad. Not bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
Super expensive. We should probably do a little bit of a pool when this one splits. Because you just feel like it's coming in for a split. Adara doesn't want it to split.
We need it to split. Yeah, we need it to split. I mean, if it wants to hit that $1 trillion market cap, I think it needs to, because you have you and I just sitting here like, okay, we would like to get involved in this name, but it is relatively expensive. And I think it'd bring a lot more retail into the space as well. I agree. You can trade it from an intraday standpoint. It's not something that I'd be personally looking at, right? It's $1,000 ticker, but yeah, I mean, a split would be nice, and I think that'll do a lot for investors. I want to take a look at Meta. All right, I can't wait for the update on the Jimmy Carter Day picks. Did we get an update, Adara, of this month? This month?
Didn't she just do it?
She did. She did it. All right, Joe. Yeah. So hey, Sharif, brother, Meta is definitely climbing the way, but Tesla doing me dirty once again. We're only 6% off of those all-time highs here. So a big-time monster run from Liberation Day lows here, and then all the way trading up a 44% return right there, just like that. Again, surprisingly, Meta has never split either, so that's very interesting. And I used to own Facebook at like $100. It was one of the first. It's so funny. Like, I go back and I look at my early 20s before I really took trading serious. I knew absolutely nothing of what I was doing. I owned, so I'll go through like my a younger Joe's portfolio. We'll go over that. So I owned Canopy Growth Corp, Afria, Aurora Cannabis, some TD. I then eventually rotated into some Facebook, which it was called back in the day. And then I sold everything except for my worst holding position, and that's going to be Aurora Cannabis, where I'm down 99% on that. But I mean, I'll hold on to that until I have to write it off for a tax purpose. But yeah, I mean, I had Facebook way back in the day. I'm talking 2017 maybe. So it was $152, 2018. If we go back all the way to 17, yeah, $123. And I'm pretty sure that was roughly my average. But I didn't have a click or a clue what I was doing via trading. And it's funny, I told everyone this story too, and I told you it, Sharif. So when I lived in Liberty Village all the way back, even though I live there now, I lived there with a friend back in 2016, 17. He said, Joe, you're sitting on too much cash, you need to invest it. My cousin, he bought Canopy Growth Corp. I'm like, oh, okay. He's like, yes, Justin Trudeau is looking to legalize this. I'm like, yeah, okay. Still knowing relatively nothing. Decide to put as much money as my grandmother would let me funnel into these asset classes because it was my own. She's like, don't put all your eggs in one basket. To this day, I still am mad at her for that, but it is what it is.
Can't blame grandma for that.
Can't blame grandma for that. Yeah.
No,
no, we're not blaming Dreama. But yeah, anyway, so I just put a bunch of money into Canopy Growth Corp and the weed stocks, and then you've seen what happened with the Canadian names here once it became legal, and then I sold a lot of everything except for the one that I lost out on, and then I presumed to buy some Meta, and then I forget what happened back in the teens. Something happened where it wasn't a good look for Facebook. I forget exactly what that catalyst was, and then my grandfather is like, yeah, Joe, Facebook's done. So then I sold everything, and then sure enough.
Really?
Yeah. I think it might have been this day too. It's funny thinking back in 18. I don't remember exactly what it was, but we don't even have my screen up. But yeah, that's that. We're going off to Adara.
All right, Adara.
Here's the market. Just be aware, Fed's Harker still speaking. He said that he still thinks it's possible the Fed can cut rates later this year, even amidst all the economic uncertainty. He did add, though, that he's worried that the quality of economic data is eroding. It's unclear if he thinks that the quality, the data itself is eroding or how effective it is eroding. We don't know yet. But either way, he's worried that there is an erosion of the quality of economic data. I think the key thing, though, is he thinks it's possible for the Fed to cut rates later this year. He did not specify when, but they usually don't. Back to you.
Thank you for that. Was buying Canopy, and I thought it was going to 1,000, maybe having Lambos. Yeah, oh yeah, exactly. And it's funny because I was like, you're in your early 20s, right? And I'm just like looking at my account, like with just pure like, wow, I didn't even know. I thought it was like, this is so easy. Why didn't I think of doing this a long time ago? But I had like a $4 average on Canopy Growth Corp and sold the majority of it around like $35, $40, and it went to 50. And I'm just like, yeah, wow, that was a great time. I'm not going to tell you what I did with the proceeds after that, but I mean, it did help fund my condo purchase. Other than that, but yeah,
that's what I want to hear, man.
Exactly. The other stuff.
Say more.
The other stuff you don't necessarily want to hear, but we'll keep that between you and I. Keep that between you and I. But I know it's just fun, right? Yeah, everybody knows what it's like in your 20s and stuff like that.
Of course,
living on your own and just have it. So yeah, it was a good time, and that's what I'm looking for. I'm just looking for that next big move. So that's why I'm heavily invested in some other things, and I enjoy doing this. I absolutely love it. As stressful as it may be, it's Halle Berry stressful. How about the Halle stressful? So yeah, you know what I mean. So the Heliante.
That's great, dude. I like that one.
Yeah, I like that one. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, here we are. We're still sitting in this Tesla trade. It's just, but this is what I talk about. The options pinning, right? When you have kind of an equal amount on both the call and put side, Sharif, you see type of price action like that's being displayed here in Tesla. So one party either has to capitulate, close a lot of these contracts because they do expire today, and then when that comes, then maybe you'll be able to find a more definitive direction than what we're experiencing right now. But it is also an inside day as well, too. So take that into consideration. We had a massive engulfing session yesterday, and now we're just trading within that range. Not even, we're just within an inside day on that one. So yeah, that's my game plan and a little life story.
All right, guys, we're in Fatty Girl. We're back live here, so we're in at the $0.25. I've extracted a lot of the profits up. Boom! To the high side, taking out all the prints. We're back live, baby. We're 50 pennies in the money on this. Let's set up some now at 77s. Go, Fatty Girl. I love these stocks. Let's go, baby. Come on, showing me 70s. Daddy wants 77. Let's go, baby. Come on now. Let's go. I sound like a psycho. I like it. So we're going to wait here for 77s. Now, I put my order there at the $10 area to add more, okay? I like this higher low candle that it's got right now on. Here we go. Does it fill me on this candle? So now I'm filled. I've only got a little bit left. Right back up, baby. Right back up into that level. We're going to take profits again. Boom. All right, we're back live. We're doing it freaking live every day. And there we go. We get stopped out for the remaining amount. Stay positive on this one, though.
Stay positive.
Boom. Yes. So much better than trading in sim. Anyway, so let's keep an eye on that one. Good trade there on Fatty Girl. Let's keep an eye on that one. I take this one north again if it clears 11.5. I perceive that's where the resistance is. The current candle high just a little bit below 11.5 at 11 1/3. And then the prior candle, not the prior candle, this candle here was not able to close above 11.5. So I'm going to keep my eye out on that. But as you see, I've got other positions on. We're in FCell as well as BSGM. So let's go and have a look at what my friend BSGM is doing. All right, we're doing well on this one. We got 88s. It's showing me 96. Let's take some profits here in front of that whole dollar level. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 candles in a row now with higher lows. It's not necessarily rocketing up above 8. It's actually, in fact, having trouble with that $8 level. So I'm keeping my eye out on that. I'd like to see a break above $8. My problem with BSGM was the same problem that I had in the sim, which is it's awfully spready. 6 pennies on a $7 name, and it's only done 2 1/5 million shares on the day. That's not that much for a name like this, okay? That's up 38%. That's got a lot of eyes on it. It's on my scanner. It's on your scanner. So let's see what this one does. We're going to wait to see where this cookie crumbles, and it just took out all my levels, man. Spin the damn money, man. There we go. All the levels just got taken out there. Into 807 we go. We're going to take more pins to the high side. Yeah. Can you tell when I'm hyped? You can tell if I'm hyped because I'm live as opposed to being in the sim. 809 now showing up on the level 2. Let's see if we can get some more on this one. We have shares here, man, on BS. Before I got shut down on live, I was taking larger shares, and I'm taking them again here. So we're going to keep looking for this one to move to the high side. Let's set up some more prints now. We're going to wait at 16s, and then we're going to wait at 25s. Let's go ahead and wait at 25 as well. And then we're also going to wait at 33s. Shout out to that. So let's see if we can get some more to the high side there. Good break of 8. Let's see if it's a false break, though. Ideally, I'd like, ideally, obviously I want a continuation through 8, but knowing full well that there could be bamboozlement. All right, 818 now showing up. We're taking prints almost into the 20 penny area now. It's just got to cross a little bit more. I'm waiting at 17s. It's showing me 18s. Boom, again, man. There it is. Up into the high side on BSGM. Good look here. What's up, Bob? No, nothing.
What's up,
just
buddy?
Trading BSGM, no big deal. Yeah, it's good.
Bring
we're
over
the money.
there. All right, let's go. We're gonna steal a page out of Katina Man's. There we are. Say Katina. Ooh.
What do you got there?
There's a big time with the salmon there.
Hold it down for them.
Some russet.
Salmon, we got
Some spuds.
couscous, we got some salad.
Boom.
What's the dipping sauce in there?
I don't know, it looks like
I'm gonna
some
try it.
Can I say something to you? I hate when they put the dipping sauce that's balsamic vinegar based.
because the oil leaks.
I just don't like balsamic vinegar on my salad. I know a lot of people like that. It's a regular dressing. I like those ones that
like
are
the
not
creamy
balsamic
ones,
vinegar.
though? All right.
See the sweet ones that they've been putting on lately? The salad dressing? I like those. I like those a lot more, man.
I'm not the big fan of the strawberry one, to be honest. They used to have a strawberry one. You like the strawberry one?
Me?
Salad dressing, yeah.
Yeah, I like the sweet ones.
Yeah, you don't like the balsamic?
No, balsamic. No, I don't like the balsamic, Joseph. I don't like it at all. All right. Nah, guys, I eat salad. What are you guys talking about, man? Guys, when you eat a lot of protein, there are some certain issues that come with a high protein diet. I'm not talking to you, Ram, all right? So you have to supplement it with fiber.
All right. Okay, that's it.
Boo!
I'm done.
Sorry, Adara.
I'm done.
Adara
No,
is like
I'm done.
taking.
I'm done.
You're done? What?
Yeah,
What?
I'm done. I don't want-
Because I'm saying you gotta have some fiber?
No.
What's so bad about that?
Listen.
Oh boy.
Yeah, Linda.
Yeah, I've left before.
Linda.
I thought he was gonna do it as well. I don't understand why this is so controversial, man. Like, can't a brother talk about some fiber?
Yeah, we can talk about the fiber if you really
I'll
want.
talk about fiber if I want. Yeah. We having a good time, baby. Dave hates 808s. You're making me laugh, bro. Oh, man. All right, guys, we're having a great time. We're doing it live, literally and figuratively, because we're taking Prince to the high side right now. 817 showing up. We got 75s on my friend BGSM.
Yeah,
Nobody got that either, huh? Nobody got that. All right, it's okay. So we've set up at the $0.25 and $0.33. Go Bills. Woof. I don't know, bro. You tell me. I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about over there. I don't know what he's talking about, Ob. They expect me to know. I have no idea. The midday show is now unwatchable. See you later, Mike. Feel free to shut off your screen, brother. We'll see you later. Peace. Anyway, so we'll keep an eye out on that one. Joseph, what do you have on your side, my man?
I'm still sitting in this pinned trade here. Apple's just continuously bleeding. The market just kind of moving eastbound and not even down. That's what I'm looking for here, guys, specifically. So again, we'll just be patient. If we get this breakdown, then we're going to add through the move through the volume weighted average price, and then look for that move continue to the downside. So yeah, that's the game. All right, Dijon mustard. Big Green Day. Yeah, I mean, you don't need to tell me what your favorite condiment is. It seems to be Dijon. I'm a big mustard guy myself. Mustard and cheese, good combination. I love those on both of them. The market is full. Okay, all right. Sorry, big spile. Yeah, there we go. Big spiles in the chat here. I think
Cash as usual.
Okay, I'll read the majority of the sentence. The market is full of fiber. That's why it's going to tank. All right. So.
Oh,
thank you.
I
There we
love
go.
how he has us in his ear.
I mean?
He's a hell of a guy. He busts his ass for his family. He's a hell of a hard worker.
Yeah.
But he's always got us with him, and I always love that, man. Shout out to Big
As soon as we kind of lead towards that direction of the conversation, he's most definitely going to be chiming in.
You know he's coming in.
He's coming in. But I'm starting to feel a little bit more alive here as well too. See that? What's the song? Like, I'm alive. All right. Anyways, but we've been in too much song and dance today. But yeah, but let's go. Did you ever tap dance?
No, I don't.
Oh, okay, all right. So you don't tap dance, just b-boy.
No, just b-boying.
All right, cool. So yeah, I mean, let's see if we get this breakdown. I can't believe how weak Apple is. I don't know if there's anything specifically behind it, but what a strong 5-minute opening drive to just give all of that move back, which is slightly surprising. I mean, you would look for a continuation, right? So as an orb trader or whatever your style is, excuse me, you see a massive engulfing candle like this, I'm personally looking for a continuation. But at some point, you do just have to give up on the fact that it's like, hey, we're not seeing any relative strength in the tape. or anything along those lines. So you just got to give up that thesis. But that's what I seen displayed. I'm like, am I going to be longing Apple today off of this big candle? But it's not displaying any forms of strength that I would want to for the long side. And then if we break it down to the lower time frames, like this is just some straight to the downside price action, giving up that opening range and continuing to do so. And I'm surprised it hasn't dragged the market down more with it, but I guess from a percentage gain, it might still be, maybe slightly negative. No, it's positive on the day considering the pre-market trading right there. So we'll pull it up to see what we got going on. I mean, I thought it would drag the market down with it, but it doesn't seem to be the case. So we'll take a look at Apple. So yeah, we're still up of 1% on the session. So yeah, there it is. I mean, stuck in this range as well too. I don't even look at the options chain I mentioned to you guys before in my earlier days of trading. This is exactly what Jim Cramer says. Oh, he says this, and he says it about a couple names, and I stuck to that. Is own it, don't trade it, right? Unless there's a specific catalyst for that underlying, from a day-to-day basis, Apple will always display that high amounts of volume. So that can obviously lead you, if you're running a high volume scan, you'll see Apple and NVDA being pulled up on a daily basis, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it's in play. And I think there's a big difference that you need to understand in that. Just because it shows up on the scanner doesn't necessarily mean that it's in play and fits your trading criteria.
Well said, Dave, dude. That's actually quite an important point to bring up. Guys, I want to bring to your attention, Bovin. You there, Bovin? I'm not waiting for you to respond, Bovin, because I can't hear you.
He's there.
Yeah, and I'm playing. UMAC, ladies and gentlemen, and everybody else. There's not anybody else, but UMAC 861 right now. Look at this beauty, 31% give or take, and awfully respectful of that green line, which is a 10 exponential moving average on the 5. Look at this. Bovin, what do you think about this, brother? Should I be putting a dip trade right at that 10 EMA, or are we extended here, Bovin? Let me know what you think. Let's do a little TA. Let's zoom out a little bit. Okay, so we're on a multi-day run here on UMAC. What the hell is this company? Unusual Machines, $212 million market cap, done about 5.15, I should say, million shares on the day with a float of 6.2 million shares. Let's find out what the short float is and compare the float. So this, my platform saying 6.2, trade ideas saying 22.25. Doesn't matter. It looks like the short float's larger either way. 18.16% borrowed for short of the float. This is the daily chart on UMAX. You can see it's coming obviously from a downtrend there, but locally, like when you look at that 15, locally it's a beauty. Started running June 2nd, basically since the beginning of the month. It's been putting in higher highs and higher lows. Today, absolutely no different, 861 high, and I'm looking for that area as well. I'm gonna be looking for like an 8 1/3, maybe 840, give or take at that area. I'll be looking to buy this one. So UMAC, a new entrant on to the small cap gapper chart there. So we're gonna keep an eye on that. Let's go ahead and load it up. Though on a trading screen, PHAT is really losing it right now to the downside. So PHAT is losing the volume weighted average price. Bovin says, I will get in if it drops to around 8. Shout out to Bovin. So $8, Bovin? Yeah, you're looking at that area support. That's a little too deep for me. I'm either 770, that's where VWAP is, or I'm at 8 1/3 because that's where the 10 EMA is. So that's what I'm talking about there. Let's go ahead, though. Before we go to Adara, I'm just going to load up UMAC on the trading screen. It doesn't trade on the NQ. It's not on the NYSE either, so it's likely on the MX. It is on the MX. Adara, LePage, what's happening up there?
Sharif, Gabriel, and everyone watching, I'll tell you, we're going to take a moment to thank our friends at Easy Trading Computers. Traders, are you ready to fully optimize the computer you use for trading every day? Well, Easy Trading Computers and Trader TV have teamed up to bring you an exclusive sale on the world's most powerful AI-ready computers for trading. This limited time desktop and laptop sale includes exclusive performance upgrades, bonus gear, and 0% financing. It is only for Trader TV viewers. So scan the QR code, enter your email, and unlock access before it's gone. This exclusive sale ends June 12th at 5 p.m. Eastern. So scan that QR or click the link in the description box. Back to the Bash Brothers.
Thank you for that, Adara. Okay, Donald's posting.
What do you say?
Oh boy,
Say no, yeah,
I got notifications.
The market is heading towards some lows as well too, Sharif, there. So let's see if this has any influence on what's going on here.
Here's what he wrote.
From a trading standpoint. Talk to me.
He's congratulating the chairman of the Senate Committee on Commerce, Science, and Transportation, Ted Cruz.
Okay.
A former enemy, of course, because they ran against each other in 2016, but obviously since that time, they have really not been enemies. Chairman of the Senate Armed Services, okay, Roger Wicker, okay, he's just congratulating everyone. American leadership in 6G. We're talking about 6G now, not 5G. We will have the world's greatest networks and ensure the highest level of national security for future generations of Americans. Biden did nothing on the spectrum in 4 years, but thanks to the great, big, beautiful bill, my administration will beat all expectations and show the world the path forward. Shout out to Donald.
Yeah, I need a third term, man.
Dude, do not get the Americans started about that in the chat. That's crazy right
That's
there.
crazy, I know.
Yeah. Did you see those Trump 2028 hats making the rounds
No
online?
way.
Oh, constitutional
Yeah.
crisis.
Jeez, that's crazy.
No, I don't want that, bro.
No, we don't.
We
wanna
need,
go down
some
that road. Some calmness back into the market.
Relatively speaking.
Yeah.
We need a little bit of.
I mean, I'll be like the first little while. You know how I kind of flipped the switch. I was infuriated, but then I've been having a good time once things turned around. But yeah, I mean, it was an absolutely. I think it was a really, really good learning experience from a trading standpoint. Just kind of knowing the run that we've been on for the past couple of years, and then just the sentiment shift. I think it's you don't want to look at it too negatively. Obviously, a lot of people lost a lot of money and unrealized, realized, whatever it may be. But just look at it as a learning experience and what happened, what came after that, right? So the market's been on a monster run. We're only about 2%, maybe even less now off of those all-time highs. Considering, did we gain all that ground that we lost yesterday, Sharif? No, not
we were
quite.
almost at 22,000.
Yeah.
We did lose a little bit.
But I mean, we gained a lot of it back, right? We got a gap up this morning as well too. So yeah, I mean, we're probably only about 2% off of those all-time highs. So I can't complain too much about that. Hopefully, people were buying up at those lows because Donald was right. It's been a really, really good buying opportunity. Obviously, hindsight's 2020, but but now you have this in your playbook, right? So when you just have such a euphoric market that's been just on a bull run for the past couple of years, and then you can see that extension just continuously growing, and then you have something that can come in that can be a major sentiment shift. I think that's really good to add to your playbook, and whether it goes your way or not, it's a big time learning lesson, and that's exactly how I'm looking at it, whether it be 4 years down the road, 3 years down the road. If we're on a monster run like that and anything along those lines comes into the headlines, then it's a good opportunity to lock in some unrealized and then let that volatility just slowly allow you to get back in, right? Like if things start to tank and you get those 25% pullbacks, then I think that's going to be a great buying opportunity. So don't look at the scenario too negatively. Try to find something positive out of it, and that's exactly what I've been doing.
No, I'm not in the dollar club. Bro, I love being back live. Boom!
You, man.
On F-Cell, baby, right at that $7 area, 21 pennies in the money off that VWAP dip trade. The only thing I lament here, not having added a little bit more into that 690 dip. We took out all the prints. No, it's not a dollar club, guys. Come on now. Katina Man would be very disappointed if to know that the dollar club got hit when it wasn't actually a dollar club. But shout out to the Katina Man. He's out today doing daddy duties at the baseball diamond. Shout out to him.
Hockey rinks.
My bad. Why do I keep thinking baseball diamonds? Because she does play baseball as well. That's why.
Too. Hyde Park. I used to play ball hockey at Hyde Park.
Okay, good to know. So we took out. No, I don't mean to be sarcastic.
I know, but
that's just what. What do you want me to do with that information, bro?
Thanks, man. Thanks, bro.
It's Friday, dog. It's Friday, dog. All right. So F-Cell, we take out all the prints there. I took out all the way into 22s. Now I'm set up at 25s. Let's go and set up some more as it zigs and zags. So this one has been zigging and zagging. We're going to wait at 28s now. We'll see what we get, and we will not get upset. Let's go back to BSGM. It's holding 8. But it's not making any higher highs. So we weren't able to clear that quarter of a dollar. So I'm keeping my eye on this one. We're holding at $8, and we're above the 10 exponential moving average on the 5, which I do like. But I am kind of concerned that we make a retracement back into the volume weighted average price, which I obviously don't want. I've got 83s on. VWAP is below that. It's at 69s. So the question for me is, if it does dip into VWAP, do I stop out or do I add? Now, I am kind of concerned because I see this pattern many times. That area high, that lower high, with that same area bottom. We know what that is, baby. It's a flat bottom break. And I want nothing to do with that because I'm not short this name. So, yes, I will likely stop out, break even. I will put it maybe at 779, so we'll risk like 4 pennies just so that I don't get stop hunted. But we're doing it freaking live on this one. Let's see if we can take out some more. We still have shares on this one. That's the thing. So maybe I'll wet the beak here a little bit. Just take some out just to de-risk a little bit. So that's what we'll do. FCell zigging and zagging, but I got a substantial amount out there, so I'm happy about that. UMAC. UMAC is still putting in 3 lower highs. So since that candle closed at 1240, the 1245 candle has a higher low but a lower high. And this 1250 candle now also has a higher low, but yet a lower high. Here it comes again into that 10 exponential. I think I'm going to buy it here. Now, here's the deal. With UMAC, I'm not going to get too much. We're going to go small on this one. So we're going to go small initially, and then I want to see what it does at the 10. Does it lose the, because it hasn't lost the 10 all day on the 5. So we're doing it freaking live right now. We're going to go long. It's not filling me, which is fine. We're gonna try to get it over here at 45s. Now we're long at 45s. I'm going to add into 37. Okay, we'll put it at 38 to front run it. So that's my thinking right now on UMAC. It's a good one, but is it extended? It's up 29.5%. It gets into that 861. It puts a 2-candle retracement, not like we haven't seen a 2-candle retracement on the day. So that's the situation we're in at 45. You know, we're small size right now, so we're going to have to scalp out, you know, little. But ideally, it does pull into my other entry there, and then we do get the add. Let's go back to FCell, because now we're break even again on this trade. $7 after moving into that 720. I don't know if I like this one anymore. That's the thing. Yeah, FCell is just, it's putting in lower highs. So even though I did get that boom off that, we're flattening out FCell here. I don't like it anymore. Okay. So that's the end of the trade on FCell. And that's how I feel about that. All right, let's go back to UMAC. It's already moving up without me, without getting the ad. Come on, bro. All right, so we'll get the print there, but we got small size on, so this trade is not really gonna matter all that much, but that's okay. We'll set up another beak wetter into the mid 60s there, see if we can get, ideally does come back in and dip trade so we can get a little bit more on this one. What else we got in the chat here? Dorothy. Dang, VG. Dorothy, I told you, VG's a monster. It's a nat gas adjacent name. We were trading it, you know, a couple of days ago. Look at that rounded bottom manifest on VG here on the daily. Let's go to the 5, see what Dorothy's talking about. It's up and to the right, Dorothy. You were right. I should have been listening to you on this one. I traded it a few days ago. It's been having a great week, and it's continuing to have a great week. Look at that. You can tell what day I was trading it based on the ticker symbol there. So we were trading it on the 3rd, which was a Tuesday, I believe. We ended up making a local area high. We sell off a little bit yesterday, and today we put in that higher low and right back above 15. But keep your eye out, Dorothy, for that 15 2/3, 15 3/4. In case we do clear that 15, we had a lot of resistance there on a previous day. So we'll keep tabs on that. All right, so that's the situation for UMAC. Let's go back. FCell is still at that level that I don't care about. And BSGM holding 8, Joseph, but not really rocketing up either.
Let's say, maybe we got okay, maybe I just have to do a transaction. It says I'm not in any positions. I am still currently short Tesla. Gaurav and I have been talking about this. We're just stuck in that consolidation zone right now. So we have to be more patient to find which way it's going to break. And I mean, with something this lengthy, I did notice on the lower time frames, yeah, Gaurav, is that we're slowly starting to pick up on that selling pressure. So that's a good display right there.
Do I do here?
I'll have to make a transaction just so it can go back onto the board here. So I'll do that right now for you guys. I'll take a little off, nothing, but just so it's displayed, right? There we go. And there it is. All right, just like that. So yeah, we took a little bit more off. looking for that move lower. I mean, here we go. The market is now past the opening drive. It is now past the opening print and heading towards some of these pre-market levels. Tesla's holding up relatively strong, surprisingly, but Meta heading towards the lower day. NVDA momentarily about to put in a new lower day. Google heading towards its neckline, and IBIT coming back in towards the volume-weighted average price. But my guy Robinhood still holding up relatively strong, trading around $75 and change there. Let's see what Adair's got for us.
Yeah, just keep an eye here on AYTU Biopharma. This one has a decent short float here, about 12%, 4.5 million shares. Sharif, I don't know if this one's on your radar. It's not quite at its pre-market high, but this morning it did announce that they've priced their upsized public offering of shares at $1.50 per share, currently trading around 180. Volume on this is not bad. It's just under 3 million shares traded on the day. So Sharif and small cap traders everywhere, I might have a new one for you guys to add to your list for the day. Back to you.
Thank you, Adara. It looks like you and Bovin think alike, Adara, because Bovin did bring this one to my attention earlier. So shout out to you. Thank you for pointing that one, Adara. I do appreciate that. So we'll keep an eye on my friend AYTU Biopharma, biopharmaceutical company. All right, guys, I'm quite disappointed with what happened over here on UMAC. I looked to get the dip trade on right there at 8:33. It didn't fill me, so whatever. We got 41s on right now. Yeah, you look, sometimes you get filled, sometimes you don't. It's got a hammer candle that breaches the 10, finds support at the 20, and now is looking like it's going to close, if it was to close right now, above the 10. So I'm going to keep my eye on that. But here comes BSGM. The spread is opening up wide now. We got 82s on. The bid is showing me 85, but look where the ask is, 802. So we got a 17 penny spread on an $8 name. That displeases me very much. So I'm going to flatten out this trade as well. I want no smoke with this one. We'll take the profits and get the hell out of there. So I'm going to be focusing right now on UMAC. See what we can get on this one. It's got the better looking trend. It seems to be, being bought up quite aggressively at key levels. So my focus now will be on UMAC. And unless something else comes up. So that's my thinking right now. There it goes right back into 45, and we're not filled, sadly, but, that's neither here nor there. Niraj, Sharif, any thoughts on another drone play, PRZO? Yeah, PRZO, or as my American friends would say, PRZO. This is a repeat offender, one that we know quite a bit about. I've been watching this one for, I don't know, like a few weeks, maybe more. Sometimes it has these outlying days. Today's a fantastic look. It started out its life today at 95 pennies, and now it looks like it's going into that 110 area. PRZO, looking real good here. It's a little light on volume, though, my man. For the day, it's only done 335,000 shares on a dollar name. So that's, you'd have to know this, obviously. That's not that much, relatively speaking. So to me, it's a little risque to be able to get into this one because it might be harder to manage risk. Guys, the new poll is up. You got Lulu, you got Hood, you got Docu, you got AVGO. 3 of those are earnings names from yesterday, and they all sold off aggressively after the report. I would say to you that AVGO probably the best of the sell-offs because Lulu sold off insanely aggressively, so did Docu. AVGO, I think, maybe just not meeting the lofty expectations that were expected by the street. So
yeah,
if you're looking for that, possibly one there.
I mean, Lululemon as well, too. I think for me, just getting involved in some of these retail
Tell them what
spaces.
you told me earlier.
Yeah, exactly.
What'd you say?
I said I personally wouldn't be buying Lululemon with your money.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I wouldn't. Yeah,
you looked me right in the eyes. Like, I wouldn't buy it with your money.
Yeah, I wouldn't buy it.
wow.
Like, not saying that I wouldn't buy the clothing, but I wouldn't buy the stock.
I know
mean, like,
that's
think
not
about the king of that space, and that's Nike. Look what happens to these athleisure wear, right? Like, I think it's just a revolving door. I think it's too competitive. 1 year you're hot, the next year you're not. You know what I mean? So I just, I mean, there's just so much coming in. Like, I mean, Gymshark took the space by storm. No one could even touch Nike before, but now you can see it's not the most popular brand in my opinion, and that's why I think it's a tough space to be in, especially for the long term, because there's always new designers coming out, there's new designs, everything, and I just don't know how sustainable it is considering what we've seen from a Nike standpoint.
Ram, does Aloe make men's clothing? Okay, I didn't actually know that.
So what is there like out? There's on. Or what is it?
Do they make men's?
I don't know if they.
Do they make clothes?
Are they just shoes?
Yeah,
I'm sure they have some clothing, right? But again, like you got the likes of Alo, Gymshark, and some of these other names. So I just think it's a really tough space. And if you're gonna kind of start raising prices on an already expensive brand, then I mean, people are just gonna find cheaper alternatives.
Exactly.
So.
What do you guys think? If who's your favorite brand? Like I personally have
Nike.
A lot of Nike because I get it from like our version of TJ Maxx called Winners. Same company, by the way. Get it, Dara. Yeah, so do I. I personally get a lot of Nike from there. Yeah. I don't mind a little Under Armour sprinkled in.
From where?
From Winners.
Oh, from Winners. Yeah.
Which is like TJ Maxx, by the way. Same company, guys. Marshalls, TJ Maxx, Winners, HomeSense. They're all the same company there. TJX, the company. What was I going to say? So I get Under Armour and Nike from there. I like Lulu stuff because it's insanely resilient.
It's good quality.
Ridiculously good quality.
It's really good quality.
Like I have shorts that I bought in 2018. I bought like 5 different colors of the same style.
Yeah.
Dude, not one thread on any of those is running.
On your Lulu gear. Yeah, it is good quality stuff.
Yeah.
But I mean, Shreve, look at the likes of, you just mentioned Under Armour. Look how popular Under Armour was 10 years ago, right? It's like if you played any form of sport, you were wearing Under Armour. It's like you needed Under Armour everything. And the exact same thing with New Balance. Think about how hot New Balance was at one point. Yeah, they made a little bit of a comeback, but nothing relatively what they were X amount of years ago. And I just think it's such a tough space to maintain and hold your ground in, personally, that for me, it's just like in the long run, there's going to be a bigger and a better brand to come in. And I've continuously seen that throughout my life.
I have to agree. And they take cycles about who's in style, who's in vogue.
Exactly, right? So there's always going to be that new hot thing. And what happens? Whoever's at the back of the list is slowly going to fade out, and then you got that top player coming in, and then you slowly drop down in the ranks because that new thing's coming out. And I think I'm not going to say that's going to necessarily be the case with Lululemon, but now that you're raising the prices on the consumer, then they will find cheaper alternatives, and someone will come out with a cheaper alternative in order for you to kind of gain that market share.
Joseph, and we talked about tariff exposure, about how that could hurt the balance sheets, how it could hurt earnings, how it could revenue. I want to show you something over here about Lulu. Just give me a second to load it up, Assassino, because this is very interesting. Look at this. Okay, so here we go. Lulu almost imports all their products. 40% from Vietnam, 17% from Cambodia. Shout out to Cambodian milk. We got 11% Sri Lanka. 11. Yeah, you think I'm going to say that, Neil? I'll get fired immediately. 11%
I didn't even know that.
You got to watch Dave Chappelle to understand what I'm talking about there. Yeah.
All right.
So, and to make a long story short, what I'm trying to say is, number one, we know that Donald Trump is going to focus on Vietnam because a lot of the production from Apple and the like shifting to Vietnam to get away from China. Donald Trump and company are not stupid. They've raised the tariffs on Vietnam, so they are tariff exposed in a way that maybe some others are not, right? And that could
and they're not willing to chew into margins as well too, like you see with Home Depot and Costco.
You chew into margins, Joseph. Shareholders are going to make you pay.
Exactly.
Right. The stock price is going to.
So you're paying either way, right?
Yeah,
it's essentially a lose-lose situation.
Yeah.
I think
there you go.
I think it's just a really tough space to be involved in, me personally. There's just other names that I want to. I don't need that. We're already in a competitive landscape. I don't need something that was hot today and then a couple of years from now just being in the bottom barrel. So yeah, that's just me.
Michael P. DeRider knows exactly what I'm talking about there. Shout out to you. All right, man. You guys know. All right. Gowan got it as well. All right. Who else got it? Jason Simpson got it. Okay. I love it. All right. You guys are awesome. We're having a good time today.
Yeah, let's go. We're getting this breakdown.
What are you doing over there,
Yes,
Joseph?
let's go, Gorev. Let's go. We're getting this breakdown here in Tesla. Finally, think about how long we've been sitting in this from 11 for a couple hours here now, guys. So yeah, we're finally starting to see this price action. And I mean, the longer the consolidation, maybe the bigger of a move we'll get to the downside. So that's exactly what we're experiencing right now. And we can see like I'm like taking a school photo or something.
It's
Remember
fine.
School photo.
How about it?
Yeah. I mean, again, So this is what you see. The longer the consolidation, maybe a bigger of the move. But now you can see displayed on the lower time frames that we're really starting to pick up that speed and that momentum. So let's see if we're going to break through the volume weighted average price. Tesla now moving south, Sharif. VWAP is holding relatively strong. I talked about the pinning with the 300 strike on both the call and the put side. Let's see if that's been absorbed. And now we have enough room. Path of least resistance, is it going to be to the downside? We're about to find out.
Did you have a look at my friend Pan Dub?
No, what's he up to?
It's on a dub right now.
Oh,
look where it was, Joseph.
Ooh, did you grab some more down there too? Didn't
may or
you?
may not have.
Oh, okay.
We don't talk about the winners, Joseph.
We don't talk about the winners.
Yeah, but look at Pan Dub right back into 200, guys. It's interesting because you think that this thing is on an uptrend, but look at this. When you actually look from October onwards, does this look like an uptrend to you?
From October onwards?
Yeah.
Sorry, I can't see on your chart where you put.
So this is basically from October onwards.
From October?
You
no,
think it would be in an uptrend?
Yeah.
Not really, dude.
No.
You know what I mean? Like we have been locked in. Like you could have gotten good prices. That's not what I'm saying.
Yeah.
When you zoom out, obviously the longer term trend. We always talk about that. Dow theory, long term trend. Beautiful, but multiple breaches now of the 200 multiple times, and you're getting the death cross as well. Which when you get these crosses. We know what the crosses are. They're excellent in trending stocks, horrible in consolidating stocks because they give you false signals.
Exactly. You get chewed up in those.
Exactly, right? So these mechanical movements. So I want to show you guys Pan Dub over here because, it's not a good look lately, right? And the reason is it's best in class. And they're going through this process called platformization, which the CEO has been trying to get all his customers on for a hot minute, I think over a year now. Are you cold, bro? You okay? You realize it's like 25 degrees outside, right?
Yeah, I mean.
I thought we were outside.
We're not outside, bro.
No, seriously though. So they're trying to basically do this platformization thing.
Me, man.
And this platformization, the idea behind it is you have multiple angles and multiple different types of cybersecurity. They want you all in one, consolidating you so then you get all the revenue sources in one area. And that sometimes it's worked, sometimes it really hasn't. It really depends on how the CEO feels on any one earnings call, because sometimes you hear them saying, oh, we're really making gains, and some other times not so much. Adair's got breaking news.
Keep an eye here on Boeing. I'm seeing reports here circulate on X. Apparently, the company is set to restart its jet handovers to China. Of course, in case you missed it, these were paused for a little bit, basically because China was saying they don't want these airlines to take jets amidst the trade spat. Now it looks like Boeing is set to restart or recommence here these jet handovers. So keep an eye here on BA, something to watch. Keep in mind, this is a story we already kind of knew, but it sounds like now these handovers are actually happening. Fed's Harker also making some slightly cautious note, saying that taking preemptive action, assuming he's referring to rates here, would be a mistake. So Fed's Harker has been, I would say, pretty fair here, cautious, but not overly so throughout these remarks. Back to you.
Thank you for that.
All right, let's document the playmaker because this is going to be 100. This is trade 100. True.
No way.
Yeah. This is number 100.
All right, what are we doing?
Oh, 99. Sorry, Gretzky.
99. Okay.
Gretzky. Yeah. All right, talk to me, brother.
597.35.
We're going long. 597.35.
We're taking profits at 599.35.
599.35.
We're stopping out 596.35.
596.35. There we go. 10 there. And we're going to switch it up at 100.
Oh,
there,
wow.
guys. We're
This
gonna
looks
go
flat bottom breakish
options contract. So I got June 23rd.
You got June, eh? Okay, Fatty Girl might be trying to make another attempt above VWAP here, and I don't mind getting back into Fatty Girl here, especially if she can take out 10. Uh-oh, here we go. Good volume coming in on this candle, about 2 million shares, give or take right now. Let's see if we can clear 10. We've been up here before. I want to say the range that we've been in since 12:45, going on almost now 25 minutes. We did get up into that 10 and we rejected it. So I don't want to be quick to jump into this. Okay, so we got a new 5-minute candle on. Let's see if it can take out the previous candle high. The previous candle high has a higher low and a higher high from that 1 o'clock candle. So if this candle can breach the previous candle high, which is 972, we could be on something here. So let's see if we can get something here with this one. I'm going to go 977. Let's see. Yeah, let's go 977, and then we'll look to take some. maybe into 85 or something like that. Let's see what we get here. I don't want to be quick to jump into this one, especially if we reject that $10 area, knowing full well there could be a seller of note at 10. So I'm just thinking in real time here about how I want to trade this. Yes, we still are not making a new candle, make a new high. I'm going to go with it. Let's see what we get. Seller at 70, 72, 76 now. It still hasn't triggered. So right back down it goes into 60s. So it didn't trigger my order quite yet. Keeping an eye on this one. Yeah, it's giving it up. It looks like it's dropping back into that $0.5. It's technically above VWAP, but it's not really rocketing up here. I want to see what Fatty Girl does. I don't mind going back long here, but yeah, look, it's losing it again. Maybe the money fills are towards 9 though. Yeah, because the money fills were off the 20 exponential moving average on the 5, which I wouldn't have based it on, but I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this one, Joseph. What do you got on your side, my man?
Yeah, I'm still sitting in this trade here. Gorev's telling me that, yeah, we're just waiting for this consolidation to break up. You can see that the volume was really starting to pick up, but then it just wasn't sustained. So the market continuously bouncing off of these specific ranges. I mean, we have multiple touches at that exact same level to the penny on NVDA here, guys. So you can see that base that's been formed. So we're just range bound. And I mean, after yesterday's session, maybe everyone's just exhausted. And I mean, that's the buyers and the sellers. So that's when you just kind of just end up in this consolidation type zones here in these phases. So we have to be patient. I mean, the choppier it is, maybe we will get that breakdown, but it is Friday and Wall Street might be taking an early day off. But come 2 o'clock, you never know what can happen, right? But as time continuously passes on, I think the chances of us actually trending to the top side slowly start to decay. And same with even breaking down here in Tesla, because I mean it was down 15% at one point yesterday. So yeah, there it is. We might not get that breakdown in the continuation to this weakness, but if we don't, then that's fine. We're just still sitting in this, leaving some to ride. And I literally only put on 2 trades today, guys, and that's this initial one right here. We add to this one, and then eventually I just waited for the top because I was feeling like I was getting that squeeze type price action. I didn't think there was going to be an aggressive buy program to step in and kind of gain back the majority of the ground that it lost yesterday. So I was just waiting for any indecision, any forms of indecision at extreme highs, and that's why I decided to take that second entry. So now we're just consolidating. Let's see if we're breaking. I thought this was going to be the move. Maybe we slowly curl over, and then that's when we can breach that 1075 level, and that's when we slowly start to piece it out. If we come back to the top end of the range, hold it, I don't see that volume start to pick up, then I think that could be a good add opportunity. I mean, you had here and here, so don't look for that specific breakout trade. Be patient, right? You want to range trade this, so you want to sell the highs, buy the lows. So that's kind of what's being displayed here with these multiple takes out, just because I can identify the fact that we're just trading sideways, and then now it's like, okay, if we decide to break up, I don't want to give up too much unrealized, so I'll just slowly piece it off with every test that we get and every false break. So that's what I got going on here with Tesla. Not too much going on otherwise. Ooh, Robinhood, let's go, man. Yeah, Robinhood just doing wonders. Continuing to climb, putting in a new high a day, trading at 75, 78. Okay, so not quite. We're almost there, putting in a new high a day, but this thing has been an absolute monster. It's now taking the crown of Palantir. I wouldn't go that far, obviously, but yeah, exactly. Yeah, that was a little bit of a push. Slow down, Joe. Slow down. Slow down. Excuse me. But yeah, that's what we got going on, right? So you can see off of those lows, we were down 40% at one point. 55%, and then now the stock is up. Let's see what we got going on. 157%. So off of those lows, I mean, yeah, this thing's doing magnificent stuff. We're not going to go over the numbers again here, but again, you know that I like Robinhood significantly, and I'm going to continue to do so, especially with what they got going on, Sharif.
All right, we're taking prints into $10 here on PHAT, but it's coming right back into my level. I have a dip trade right at the volume weighted average price for it to hold, okay? So I put it at 49s. I've taken the majority of the position out now, and these all these orders above here are for like very small share size. So let's see if I can get filled at that money fill. I put it just below the whole dollar. Now we've got 3 candles in a row that have higher lows. Basically, look at that bottoming tail candle at 1 o'clock on the 5. That's the area low there is about 830. Then 105, higher low. 110, higher low. Currently 115, higher low, okay? And you got higher highs on all of them. We are having trouble with $10 though. We can't seem to break that $10 area, even though we're in a 3 candle green setup right now all with what I want to see. There's somebody shorting up a storm here at $10. How long, though, can they stay in that position before they get blown out? Or am I going to get blown out first? We're going to have to wait and see. 88's again now showing up, looking for that $10 break and take. I think if we can get by 10 here, we can squeeze. Kind of a hunch, no real proof on that. So I've taken a good chunk of the shares out. I'm looking now for a dip trade. Now, the problem is if I do get filled on that dip trade, will it be a higher low? It technically will be. The prior candle low has a low of 940. I've put my DCA at the $0.50, so it will still be technically a higher low. It wouldn't break trend. So I'm keeping my eye on this one. Not really sure what to expect. Let's wait and see if we can get that big boy breakout or we get filled. Now, here's the deal. I'm also taking prints on the other one over here. This one just moved into 90, so we'll take prints as well. I'm talking about UMAC, baby, UMAC. This is not the biggest position ever, but it's a good move up again. But the one that I'm focusing on the most is PHAT. I'd like to see a $10 break here, or if we don't get it right away, I'd love to get that ad. We've got a 4-candle higher low setup with topping tails into $10, showing that there is a problem with that level, so I'm keeping my eye out on that. I'm also seeing, guys, AYTU, the one that Adair brought us, the one that Bovin brought us as well. That one is looking good. It's at $2. It's at the high of the day, but I'm really going to focus on these two right now. I think I have enough on my plate, especially with PHAT being such an aggressive mover. I really need to be focusing on this one a little bit more. So that's what I'm watching right now. I'm watching PHAT. I'm looking for either a dip trade into that $0.50 to get filled or a break above $10. So that's my thinking right now on this one. Joseph, what do you got, my man?
Yeah, good look there, guys. Palantir just broke out as well, too. I know a lot of people in the chat were referring to this. So here you go. You can see that we got that consolidation going on. And then, boom, a nice breakout. The volume supporting the move as well, too. So wait for maybe a retest, and if it holds and the volume is sustained, then you can look for a continuation on the trend. But, I mean, it took a beating yesterday as well, too, Sharif. So, yeah, a tough day for Palantir yesterday. Down 11% from the peak to the trough there. So, yeah, I mean, here it goes. You slowly climb back.
With that? You see why that happened?
No specific.
Yeah, it's really interesting, bro. So
but they just locked in a couple new government contracts.
That was the morning. That was a morning news item.
Yeah,
that's what we reported, which was really good.
Yeah, exactly. But then after that,
you see what happened? I'll tell you exactly. So your friends at Palantir, they're being investigated by there's parts of the Republican Party that are not too happy with how much influence they're having. So here's the deal. Republican lawmakers, including Warren Davidson, Mike Rounds, Nancy Mace, and raised alarms. I just have to focus on this one here. About the misuse of data and the risks of the digital ID, concerns centered around centralizing medical, financial, and personal data across federal agencies. Also, Democrats are joining calls for this. So basically, the media is reporting here that Palantir's involvement in consolidating sensitive federal data is under a Trump executive order is under scrutiny here. So Alex Karp took to the internet and as well as other social media. He says, the criticisms are ridiculous, targeting the New York Times for fear-mongering. He emphasized that Palantir's role in preventing unlawful surveillance and claimed that the backlash stems from the company's success and wider federal adoption. So that basically they're looking at regulations now that would kind of restrict Palantir's ability to be able to collect all this data. So we'll have to wait and see how this all pans out, whether it's just BS. And maybe kind of drop the stock price a little bit to maybe get some more.
Get some more. I don't know what's up with this. I don't know why they're always kind of just investing. I guess you have to, to stay lawful.
I feel like Americans, because of their history, are very, very suspicious of consolidating power, of too much power in one hand. Yeah, like when they set up their federation or their whatever it's called. Yeah. They based it on the separation of powers because they didn't want there to be too much power, like the king had in England. He could
do whatever
however he wanted.
Yeah,
so that's why they separated the Senate, the legislative, the executive, the judicial, and they made the checks and balances. They don't like concentration of power. You kind of feel that's kind of been their modus operandi, and maybe this is part of it.
Maybe this is part of it. Yeah, good point. Good look out there, Sharif, on that.
Republic. Thanks, Scott, for that.
So we got the philanthropist Baker. All right, Q for Joe. So I'm doing CSP for Robinhood around 66. What do I think is a good entry price for Hood other than any other price? Okay, well, I mean, that's up to you, right, brother? Do you want to buy it all the way up here? No, I don't think so. What are you comfortable? What do you want to own Robinhood at, right? So just go back, read a little bit on their past earnings reports, and see what is a good price for you to look to get involved in that. I mean, they're expanding everywhere. I think this name is going to continue to climb significantly higher. This is a big-time move, right? So if you get any form of pullback, 66s, I wouldn't complain, right? That's the previous pivot right here, and it's not the all-time high. I mean, once it IPO'd, we did wick all the way up to 84. Right, so maybe we'll head back there. But 60, 66s, I won't complain. I think if it's a longer-term play, if you're looking for 4 or 5, 6 years out there, then you won't get mad or complain about 66s whatsoever. So yeah, cash secure put. You get the nod from me. What price you want to own it at, that's totally up to you. Maybe you can put it at 62, 63s, etc. And then again, you can also DCA as well. That's a name that I'd be like, yeah, if it continues to sell, most definitely look to grab some more at lower prices, and that's exactly what I did. So yeah, I'm positioned relatively well. I told you guys I rotated out of Tesla, and then I rotated into Robinhood, and that's been working out really, really well for me. So I can't complain whatsoever. I've now lost the political entity that is, I'm not going to say that, but I'm obviously joking, but we kind of get that political aspect with Elon. Kind of radical at times, and I was like, yeah, let me go into something more calm and cool, like Vlad, 10 of himself, and that's what led me to.
I like Vladdy.
Yeah, I like Vlad. Yeah, you know what? To be honest with you, I watched it. So I forget what conference he was at the other day, and I was listening to him. I'm like, I don't know if I really like this guy, but I like the company. So yeah, that's all that matters. The numbers are there, and that's what I'm looking for.
All right, guys, I'm really happy with how this trade went down here. We broke 10, but we didn't get the continuation that I was looking for. In fact, it does look like we're getting a topping tail candle right now on the current candle, which is the 120 candle. Look, you never want to put too much into one candle, but this one is turning red, and it's a topping tail, and it might be losing VWAP here if we aggressively sell. So there was somebody at 9s, there was somebody at 15s, and then at 5s. I'm talking about 10.09, 10.05, 10.15. Look at it, lose the bid aggressively. So I'm happy I flattened out. As soon as I saw that kind of selling at that level, I'm like, okay, well, $10 is really not the level that I thought it was going to be. We clear it, but we don't squeeze as aggressively as I anticipated. So we're done PHAT, but we're 2 for 2 on it. I'm very happy with the trading today. Shout out to Neil. Thank you for getting me back into live again, my man. Neil, taking the time to do that, and I couldn't be more thankful. We are going to Adara LePage at the big desk.
Take a look here at AMZN. Nice little pop for this one. Business Insider reporting that the company is freezing its hiring budget for its big retail business for 2025. So keep an eye here. AMZN, Apple, Apple pushed to the upside. I'm not seeing any news on this, guys. We know earlier today on Apple, AAPL, we did have, of course, some comments from Bloomberg suggesting that anyone who was looking for AI-related updates might be a little bit disappointed. I don't have anything new on this. It's kind of been happening for a while. So I'm going to wait and see. It doesn't look necessarily parabolic, but I'm taking a look into this AAPL move. Back to you.
Sorry to yell like that, Adara. I didn't mean to interrupt you like that. I didn't, but it was like aggressively moving up. So I was wondering.
Those are some strong bullish prints right there. I don't know if there's going to be a short into play on that.
I don't know. Apple's at VWAP, guys. Look, I'm not trading these large caps anymore, but this looks like a hell of a short here off VWAP. I'm not taking it. But have at it.
Is there a leveraged Apple derivative?
I don't. There's probably, almost certainly.
AAP.
Yeah.
I was gonna say,
there's got to be. There's got to be plenty.
Yeah, all right. So if you guys know of one, then put it in the chat. I'm curious to see what we got going on there with Apple. Don't love trading it.
AAPU, Adara says.
AAPU.
That's a 2 times bull, Adara. No, you're right. Actually, thank you for that, Adara.
How's the liquidity? Oh.
1.75 million.
It's not too liquid. Yeah, that's the 1 minute. Yeah. So, I mean, even on the 5, yeah, I wouldn't want to get stuck in.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm thinking about shorting the crap one over here. All right. But, Do it. Apple.
I almost started singing a song there that would not.
Naveen, why not trade large caps? Why don't you trade small caps? Asking me questions.
Yeah.
What's going on over there, bro?
There you go. Why don't you do it then?
Why don't do it? Good day.
Good day. Let's see what he says.
My name is Cassandra, and I work for Sign and Drive Auto as a group consignment specialist. I would like to offer our consignment services for you to sell your vehicle. At no cost to you. We offer consignment sales at our indoor showroom. This will result in no hassles, safer and quicker sale of your vehicle. Please leave your number and I will call you to discuss. So I'm supposed to shut down my car, Joseph, continue to pay for the insurance and the car payments,
While they try to
and then
sell
just
it.
park it over there while they take their sweet time to sell. And then when they sell, they're gonna suck how much money from me to sell it.
that.
So no, thank you. Absolutely not.
Thanks
no,
for
guys.
that.
It looks as if the car might be gone for real, though. There is an older couple coming to see the car on Sunday, and I've got mixed feelings about the whole thing. I don't like selling my cars. I'm a little bit. Yeah, I don't like selling my stuff. Sorry, you're gonna need to put on a mic. No, seriously though. I'm playing Ram. No, seriously though, I don't even want to sell the car anymore. But I know that I
Now you're
should.
coming. So now that you have the opportunity to do so, you're like, I don't want to do it.
Exactly.
Why don't you just hop in like a nice Honda or something like that, and then
No, I'd probably get like if I really want to save money.
Yeah,
if
yeah.
the idea is to save money, I'd get like a Model Y.
Model Y.
Yeah,
Yeah, why
Get
not?
like a used Model Y, something that's got autopilot or something like that.
Yeah.
Drive it to work. It drives me to work.
Drive
you
you
know
to
what I mean?
that-
Like everything's
that's
good
the
there.
dream right there.
Yeah, seriously though,
And
it
then
really
pay for
is.
Yeah, just
And
like-
especially with all the great drivers
Yeah,
in
in
Toronto.
Toronto, yeah,
like
yeah.
who doesn't want to drive to work every day?
Yeah.
So good.
I'm curious there. What kind of driver are you, Sharif? Are you?
I'm a grandma driver.
Are you?
You want to know why?
Why?
Because of this app right here.
Oh yeah. Gee.
Yeah, it sucks. I think the next car though, I might drop the.
There's
the
zero
app.
chance. But like, how much?
25%, dude.
Yeah,
It's not a
that's-
small amount to save. It's 25%.
Yeah,
a
but
year.
they track everywhere
They
you
track
go.
everywhere you go.
Everywhere
No,
you
but
go.
here's the deal. Let's just call a spade a spade. You can
That is
assign.
just too
hold on,
much.
listen.
Yeah.
You can assign what the trip is. So you say to the app after you've taken the trip, whether you were driving, whether you were a passenger, whether you were in an Uber, whether you were in a train. So you assign. So for example, I'm not saying I did this.
You're still not yet, but with that, that's even more repulsive to me. Like,
Why?
I have to say, because why do I have to tell an app and my insurance company
Because
who
you
was
don't
driving,
want
who
to
was
be
in there,
you don't want to be dinged if
Liable, right?
No. So say you sped on that
Yeah.
trip, or you accelerated too quickly, or you hit the
Yeah.
brake too quickly. You can say, "Oh, I was in an Uber."
Oh.
Come on, you're not getting my drift here. You're not getting
No,
my drift.
I'm not. You're right.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
totally not.
Just trust me, everything's fine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
all right,
Like
well.
you can basically, yes, it
Yeah.
tracks you, but you can say to it, "I was not driving."
But isn't the chip in your vehicle though?
No, it's
Oh,
in the
it's
phone.
it's just only
so you
on
can
the app?
put the, if you want to
Oh,
shut the
okay.
phone off, you're more
Yeah.
than welcome to shut the phone off.
Okay,
right?
that's fair.
All right.
Yeah,
guys.
for me, yeah, no.
Everybody gets it. I refuse the car insurance app and I refuse the home thermostat app, KK14M. Look, I probably would too, but there was some savings here. Can I say something to you guys? I don't really mention a lot about how much I pay for stuff, but I pay $500 freaking a month for my insurance, okay? My car is a very high theft because it's an SVR, okay? And it's ridiculous. And so, I mean, and that's with the 25%, dog. I'm paying $484 a month with the 25%. So imagine I don't pay the 25%, what I'd be paying.
Dude, that's
All right?
crazy.
Like, of course it's crazy. It's stupid. And it has nothing to do with me.
Yeah.
It's because the car is what it is and all the
That is
carjackings and the theft.
crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Who's your
You want to
provider?
see? Look, bro. I'm not making this up.
Yeah, I don't.
I'm making this up. Look at that.
What?
Look at that, man.
What the hell?
What the hell? Yeah, like it's quite annoying. So I mean, it is what it is, bro. Like,
There is no way I would be paying that.
so I started off
Yeah.
with the app, paying $316. So that's what I would pay, and I could stomach that. Right, $316. All right, let's
Austin
just say $300.
Austin
all right,
$316.
Yeah, exactly. Right. It was literally $316, and then it shot up to $384, and then that was it shot up to $384, and then on the renewal it shot up $100 to $482. So it is what it is.
Yeah, I'd be like AC Slater to the old Jaguar there.
Switch up to the Scoop, bro, or Alpha. Yeah, man, I am. That's what I'm talking about right now. The car looks like it might be gone. Wisp away. My car tab every year is $900 for a sticker with a year on it. How many speeding tickets, Luis Martinez? 0, brother. 0. No claims. No nothing. Scott H. Holy crap, dude. I'm paying $360 a year for my Chevy Z71. Don't tell me that, Scott. That's gonna. Anyway, top VOIP, rent a car and save insurance. I should. Zero Gravity, I pay $980 the whole year for me and my wife. Guys, don't tell me that. Uh-oh. Big smile. $4.99 super chat. My man, drop cash in the chat.
Keep that one. You know what I mean?
My man, you don't need to be a defense lawyer to figure out I could hit Uber or I could hit Train. Hi. But yeah, I see what you're going with that big smile.
Wow, Robin Hood.
That's the way it is, man. Hypercube, Jesus. I have a GLS 63, C63, EQS, spend $650 total a month. You obviously do not live in Canada. When I say we get rinsed here, I'm not talking about getting rinsed exclusively on taxes. No, the price of stuff is higher.
Yeah.
Forget about the taxes that's added on later. The actual sticker price. And I go to my sister's every year, so I see what they're paying. And California is already expensive as it is. There's way cheaper places in California. And so they're already paying less for everything in California with more money. They make more numerical dollars, not conversion from US. The amount of money on a dollar for dollar, they make more. In addition to their buying power being higher. Bro, it's a rinsing all around.
Yeah, it is. It's a rinse fest.
Quite frustrating, but whatever.
To be honest with you, I pay $180 a month.
On your insurance?
Yeah.
Do you have tickets?
You
do?
No.
Yeah, you hesitated. You got tickets.
No, I had to think about that. I had to think about it. Not as of recently. No, as of recently.
Within 3 years?
No.
Okay, so then you're good. Yeah. Any claims?
Remember on my 329?
But that's that 3?
No, that was the first time.
No, claims is deeper, 6, right? They look for 6 years deep for claims.
No, that was the first major thing I ever had.
Then you're good then, man. It's probably,
so, yeah.
I don't know, man.
Oh, when I was in my early 20s, I told you when I was in school in Guelph, I got caught speeding on my way to class. And then that
was it. Was it
yeah.
stunt driving?
No, I was going 180.
No, you're fine.
Yeah, but the cop gave me 20 over, and I was already.
He
dinged.
gave you the full?
Yeah, and then I was already dinged. So I got I messed. So I was sitting in a passenger seat, and I gave the cop my license, and they still took 2 demerit points off of my
You were not
thing.
going 180 then, Joseph. You had to have been going more.
Dude.
He's not going. What a jerk,
120 and an 80.
That makes more sense. Okay, now let's talk a little bit here. Yeah, this guy, bro. Who's this guy talking to? I love it. I love it.
120 and an 80. Yeah. But I had a couple rolling stop signs before that.
Okay.
But this is my
That's probably why he saw
early
that.
20s, right? Yeah. So I was in my early 20s at that time. So.
What's that, Adara?
It sounds like we were not told the whole story right away.
No. I was just saying,
Chum.
There you go. Full disclosure.
Crystal Ball says you were at least doing 160.
No.
Crystal Ball,
honestly,
if he was doing 160, they would have towed his car. We have something called stunt driving.
Yeah.
If you go 50 over, 14-day suspension. You get an automatic license suspension, I think 30 days, and it's like $5,000 fine. A minimum $2,500 up to $5,000. So it's one of those ones where you don't want to mess around. They take your car roadside. There's no judicial process or appeal for the license suspension or the impounding. You got to take it, even if you end up getting off at trial. There's no appeal process for that. And it's been litigated many times. People actually went to court saying there's no judicial process of appeal for this, therefore it's unconstitutional, and they won. The government, that is. So they were able to uphold it. So also, radars here are illegal. Radars. Yeah, they are. And the cops here have like detectors for them. So if you're running it, they'll know, and they'll try to pull you over. I'm not really sure how they do that.
Wow, look at Robinhood go. Look at Palantir and Robinhood go. Wow. big time breakout on these names, guys. Now we're now past to that previous, we're right there, 76, 77. There goes Robinhood. What an absolute monster stock here as it continues to climb. And then Palantir also as well too, guys, breaking out and it's being sustained. So you can see that we tested that resistance level and then we bounced right off it. So big time move there. In both of these names, as Tesla is now slowly crawling towards VWAP. So I'm going to be looking to add potentially here if we can get that momentum and that volume to start to pick up there, guys. So some really good looks on both of those names. Hopefully some of you traders have the ability to take advantage of them. If you have been trading Robinhood and Palantir, just say I in the chat, and then that'll be very, very interesting. So yeah, Miss Lucia Hood, big time. Yeah, no, it's not all-time high, Afro B. Think about it, IPO, it's like $84 all-time high is, I believe. So yeah, just take that into. Oh, Marcus Steven Johnson. Yeah, I'm glad live trading blocked that one there. So you guys can be the. No, I'm not going to say that there. A lot of eyes in the chat. Let's see what Dara's got for us.
This part of the show is brought to you by our friends at eSignal. New traders, listen up. First month free. That's right, we're waiving fees. Trade smarter, not harder. Upgrade to Elite. Analyze, strategize, capitalize. Our platform, it's everything. Infinite data, instant trading, lightning fast market insights, game-changing charts, predict with backtesting, backtesting, reliable real-time data, global markets at your fingertips, all on one platform. Don't miss out. Execute your best trades now. Back to you.
A lot of people, I would never have guessed this amount of individuals trading two of those names. So yeah, good look, everyone. Let's see who else. We'll go through a couple of names like we're doing roll call here momentarily. Let's see what we got. Okay, Trip says I. Top VOIP. Protection says it as well too. Nico Shack says I. Just Do It. Miss Lucia's in it. Sean Millington. We got Matt Fitzpatrick is in it as well too. Jorge Alvarado's in it. Afro 8. Good look there. A lot of names, a lot of people and individuals trading Palantir and Robinhood this morning. Some really good looks there, guys. I'm glad you had the ability to put on a good Friday. And don't ruin it. Don't chase. If you're feeling a little bit of FOMO, guess what? The market's going to be here bright and early Monday morning. So just be prepared. There's always going to be those opportunities. And I think as you gain more and more experience, you're always going to realize like, hey, there's going to, some days it's like, oh, wow, that was the best trade of the day. Well, guess what? There's going to be a bigger and better trade. And that's just always going to be the case with the market. All right, guys? So don't feel too much FOMO. I mean, I'm looking at Robinhood continuously climb higher and higher. I'm just thinking to myself, I forget who I was talking to in the chat. Should I be selling some more cash secured puts, considering I already owned shares on it? So maybe we'll get involved in that. Probably not, to be honest with you. But I still do want to buy some more Robinhood and some NVDA in the long-term account. Just gonna wait for the correct time. But I like what I see most definitely. But I don't necessarily like what I'm seeing here in Tesla, guys. Let's see if we can get this breakdown. You can see.
Doing?
Yeah.
Why is it not loading?
Oh, what is that there? Oh,
YouTube.
Oh yeah. So again, we're forming these lower highs consistently. So let's see if we finally get this breakdown. That volume continuously picks up, and then we punch through VWAP. But we're pinned, and I'm convinced that the options chain is doing that. Pitbull made some very good money shorting and going long. Yeah, I mean we did all right. I did all right on long. So surprisingly, I'm already up like 60% in my Robinhood position that I opened up a couple months ago for the long term. So I like that one. So yeah, most definitely like that one. I'd be sitting flat or only a couple percentage gain with my Tesla trade. So yeah, how's that one? How you like them apples? But yeah, Dinkelberg. I got Marab this weekend. All right, I got Marab Dewalsh. Really, his performance with against Umar Nurmagomedov was I was not expecting that, and you can tell that Umar really started to pick up the pace, and you don't want to go against that camp, right? Like the Nurmagomedovs and the Makhachevs, like that's the best fight team in the UFC right now, and what the Marab did was absolutely outstanding, and I was not expecting that whatsoever.
Joseph, we've done this before, but it's been a minute.
Yeah.
I will take a gander.
Yeah.
No audio here, so we should be good, SSE.
I can't even read what that says.
No, who cares about that? 3 seconds, but we're not going to show any audio of it. But this is it, guys. Let me just move on. What do you guys think about this gloss black? Yeah, cut it, and then we can go back into it. Yeah. There we go. Look at the front now. Thanks. Hey, guys, what do you think about this gloss black, guys? I mean, this is kind of what I love about this. Yeah. We'll just show it quickly over here. There. Oh, let me just Let me just pause this so that I can get the angle that I like. There it is.
There?
That's the one. See, doesn't this look like a mirror just reflecting? Like,
Yeah.
You know?
Sick.
Oh, I'm so.
Would you do that?
100%. 1,000%. Not the matte black, the gloss black.
You want the gloss?
But like, look how he doesn't have the front windows tinted.
Yeah.
I would put front window tints for
So
sure.
you're all black.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Love the gloss black. Scott says, hideous Kanye East.
Ooh.
Naku, is that a cardboard car? Okay, then you see, it's just you're either on the left or you're on the right of this, right? There's just no middle ground here. Retired 2020, badass. Ilkin Javid, looks like a giant coffin. Other zinc, fantastic. All right. What else? If Sharif, if you buy that, your insurance payments every year will be higher. Dude, what are you talking about? I called and I checked. It's like $275 a month. It's almost half of what I'm paying right now on the Cybertruck. I swear, I mean, it's just, that's what it is. I'm glad they are feud. Ridiculous, says Royal X Ender. Like a Black Mirror, KK, exactly. Like a Black Mirror. What else we got here? Gloss black, never good. Afro B, looks like it'd be hard to keep clean, but it looks nice. Absolutely agree with that. It is a B to keep clean. Truck is ugly as sin, though. Strobe 9. Georgie, nice color, very high maintenance. Darwin, the OG. Wonder how often you have to clean it. A lot, Darwin. A lot of people are talking about this on the forums, and they say it's kind of ridiculous in terms of maintenance and stuff like that. But yeah, I love it, guys. Tottenham fired Ange? That's a mistake. No way, Benton. All right, we'll get to that later. If Sharif buys a Cybertruck, he's a Spurs fan, not an Arsenal fan. Why would you say that? Why would you say that? Bovin, gloss white with black tints and those black wheels. I don't even think gloss white is a thing. Gloss white. Let's find out here, Bovin. I don't even think that's a thing. Oh my God. It's the same guy who did it. It's literally the same guy. I don't know how I feel. What do you think about this?
No, I don't like that.
No way. No way, bro. The black.
No way.
Say again, Adara?
Okay, so the other one, I feel like the black, it looks like the Tumbler Batmobile from Christopher Nolan's Batman series. Shout out to people who know what I'm talking about. Like, that looks like that black. This looks like a milk truck. I dislike this intensely. I really don't like this. I'm so sorry.
It does look like a milk truck.
Obi, you like that? Obi, you like the white one? Obi's coming in hot.
Said, yo, that's a panda.
Oh, panda.
Oh my God.
That's what it looks like.
Absolutely not. No. I don't like those.
Whatever happened to that guy?
Is there gloss blue, Joseph? Because well, I could be persuaded here with a gloss blue. Let me find
No,
out.
you can't be persuaded with that.
Let's see what.
Oh, I like that middle one there.
Which
Go
one?
up.
This one here?
Yeah.
That's too light though, bro. Let's hit open a new link. We won't show too much here, Assassino. Wait until we. There we go. There we go. I don't know.
That's like
I don't
a
know about
sky
that
blue,
one.
you know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know about that one. How about this one over here?
I don't like the navy.
Yo, it's the same dude who's doing gloss on everything. This guy's amazing. Who is this man?
You like this guy?
I like what he's choosing here. Okay, this gloss blue is not too bad. This is not too bad.
I don't like it.
No, huh?
No.
It's a lot better than the gloss white, I'll tell you that. What do you think about these rims?
Yo, you know what? Those are kind of starting to grow on me. I never liked them, but I started to notice
EV
them.
rims.
Yeah.
Notice that.
I'm starting to like those a little bit there.
I don't mind these at all. Like, I see them a lot on the Maybach, the GLS Maybach. They're like huge, and the thing is, you know why they do them like that?
Yeah, what is up with it? Yeah.
Because they don't want the air going in.
Right, it's like the whole thing. And that's where I started to notice them as well too. Yeah. And on the Cullinan, you'll see them on Cullinan.
On the Cullinan as well?
Yeah, you'll see them on the Cullinan. Yeah.
Uh-oh, look at this. Derek just sent me this. The New York Post just posted this. Oh no, it's a big, beautiful breakup. Trump and Elon's bromance explodes into insults and threats. I like the doily thing that they got, the heart in there. Shout out to the doily there, man. I haven't used doily since arts and crafts in grade 2, baby.
Okay.
Did you miss out on arts and crafts?
No, I did arts and crafts.
Yeah, so did I, bro. It was a good time. In any event, guys, we're having a good time. It's Friday. Obviously, it's Friday afternoon. I hope everybody's not taking us a little too seriously here. We're just having a little bit of fun. We were trading up a storm early on, guys, and right now.
Yeah, get the Vante Black. That's exactly what I was referring.
Look what the OG Darwin called them. Rest in peace, Trusk. Trump and Musk. I like that. That's fantastic. Shout out to, you're getting the round of applause as well from Adara, man. She likes that one as well. Long the likes. Scott H. Big green candle buy on AYTU. Say less, Scott. Let's load it up. Let's have a quick gander here. We're going to take off APLD, AYTU. Let's get back to some trading and start focusing here. Okay. Spread right away. 5 pennies. Displeased with that. 195 area low, but the real support level is $2. Say less, Scott. We're going live. We're doing it freaking live. Let's see if we can get something here. We're not going to risk too much because we're going to give it to 195. So there it goes. We're going to put in a 192 stop out there, and then we're going to take everything out right there. So let's see if we can extract some profits. We're going to layer the orders as we typically do into key levels. Let's see what we get, and we will not get upset. Shout out to my man Neil, who's getting ready, by the way, because the big boys are about to come on in about 15 minutes, a little bit less. So we're going to keep out on that. Jay Lee, Sharif, legit Cybertrucks are a crash pit fire in my humble opinion. No resale value and likely many problems over the life, but get what speaks to you, of course. You're absolutely right, Jay. I did worry about the resale. So if I was to buy a Cybertruck, it would be a lease so that I could return it, you know, no strings attached. And now they're allowing leases of Cybertrucks, whereas, you know, Jay, they previously did not. So that's what I would definitely be looking for a lease.
Heard a lot of recalls on them as well, too.
There was initially, yeah. They're saying the Founder Series had the most problems. Now they're done selling the Founder Series, and like the regular ones are coming out. They're saying it's a lot better.
Yeah, that's good.
We'll see. I mean, you never really know with this kind of stuff. Jay, I agree with you, man. I definitely don't want to be on the hook for a lot of the issues that may be coming with it. So that's why you just get it on the lease. It stays under warranty, the duration of the lease, and then you're good to go, man.
That's it.
Right? I'm taking prints here on AYTU. We wet the beak there at 16s. I've layered into 18s. It's going to have to hold basically that 195 area. Otherwise, we're gone. So AYTU is the one I'm involved in right now. We're going to put it on the side chart so I can see it here. AYTU. So we can see what we got there. Look, guys, it's been really, really respectful of the 10 EMA. It hasn't breached the 10 EMA at all on the way up. So I'm going to put a dip trade at 202 as well for some more. So let's go ahead and do that. Just in case it comes into that $2 level, we look for a money fill there. So that's what I'm looking at right now. AYTU, Bovin, PTHL opened up with a massive $10 gap. Let's have a look at PTHL. For the OG Bovin. Oh, Bovin, there's no liquidity on that, my guy. What do you want me to do with this? There's Bovin. This thing's done 1.73 million shares. It's a $17 name. Like, I can't hang with that. PHTL is the one he's talking about. It's a big move up, Bovin. What's the spread on this one? It's not bad. Is it halted right now? What is this? Oh, it's halted, 17.10. Okay, so we'll keep an eye on this one, Bovin. If it opens up while we're still on the show, we're going to give this one a try.
The old college try there.
The old college try, baby.
Yeah, right.
Scott H. AYTU Biopharma shares are trading high after the company announced it entered into an exclusive commercialization agreement with Faber Kramer for EXXUA. Adara did bring us that headline earlier. Thank you, Scott, for reminding everybody what it was. Some people like to trade off catalysts. I get that. It's not that big of a deal to me. Fatty Girl is back above 10 bucks, guys. We failed the first $10 area, but now as I look at this a little bit more, this is an obvious area of support off the 20 exponential moving average on the 5. You needn't be a chartered market technician to see all these bounces here off that yellow line. For whatever reason, it's finding support at the 20. So the money fills here, I would submit to you, are going to be off that yellow line. Make sure you are, if you're trading these small cap gappers, you've got those moving averages because they really do base a lot upon them. Joseph, what do you got?
For sure. Yeah, so I'm in this Tesla still here, guys, sitting in this. Once it cracks this downtrend line, if it does to the top side, then I'll just hop out of this trade, right? So these were literally the two trades that I took on the day, both of them being in Tesla, looking for the continuation of yesterday's breakdown. And we'll just touch base on what we had going on here. So you can see that we were just chopping around in the early mornings, and I heard Neil mention this as well too, and I'm like, yeah, you're right. You got to be really, really careful and precise on your specific entries. So what I was just following is that you can see that we put in a relatively strong opening drive, right? So keep that in mind. Always look at what the opening drive is telling you, and on the tape as well. So I was like, it was a mixed bag, strong, and then moments after you get that flush right back down. So I'm like, okay, this signals some weakness. Let's see if it pulls back here, if it has the ability to construct a new high of the day. It did not. And then I started to see that weakness really start to step in on the tape. And one thing to note is that you can see within the buying candles, the volume profile is relatively low. But then as we start to pick up momentum to the downside, that volume starts to slowly pick up. And you can see it stair step from here, right? So it's slow. That's when you start stair stepping. And then you continue to go to the south side. So that's what I had going on. Entered, add to the position. We double it up right there, and then we get that move down. And then eventually we get stopped out. 50% of our remaining position break even. But then I was patient, waiting for the certain topping signals. I had a bearish bias this morning. I know they say don't walk into one, but that was my trade plan. I wanted to short this name, and I was looking for specific key levels to do so. And that's what we found right here. And I've been sitting in this trade since 11, all right? So just a little bit after 11. So we get that move. I had the indecision at the top. So we get the breakdown, and then we've just been holding VWAP for the remainder, for the duration of this whole session so far. So again, once it cracks and we get that sitting on top, then I'll just hop out of that trade, walk away with a green Friday, and wait for Monday morning to see what we got going on with that. Because I do believe that there is going to be a little bit more continuation, unless this news is completely past us and people have already forgiven Elon for what he has said to Trump, then maybe we'll get a bounce. Again, it's nothing fundamentally, right? So maybe we can just look at this as kind of just an overdone overreaction as the market tends to do. But now as I talk about it, you can see that momentum slowly start to pick up in the tape, and I want to see that translate into the volume as well. So that's what we got going on with Tesla. As soon as we set up above 1092, then I'm going to be out of that. I'll lock in whatever unrealized I have. But I was looking for that continuation breakdown south of the volume weighted average price and then putting in a new low a day. But we're not getting that right now. Not to say that it won't happen in the next 2 hours. Maybe come the imbalances, we'll see something displayed here on Tesla, and then that's when it will take that move to the downside, or maybe even start to recover a little bit more. So we'll be patient. We'll focus on that, and that's exactly what we have going on, and that's all I did for the day. So yeah, a nice relaxed Friday. Put on some nice trades, and that was it. Yeah, I mean every day this week green, surprisingly. So
Fantastic, man. Are you kidding?
6-day green streak.
6-day green streak.
Yeah, your boy is on.
That's nothing to sneeze at, man.
Hey,
definitely nothing to sneeze at, man.
Appreciate that. Yeah. 6-day starting last Friday there.
Joseph, man.
Yeah,
That's fantastic.
Yeah, it's good. It's good.
It's really good.
Yeah. I remember I used to document that a lot more, but now it's just like it's like whatever, a couple days here and there. Yeah, I put on some good ones on my time. I remember when I was trading at home, I did like a 14-day or something like that, which was pretty cool.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's really good.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. Yeah, it was fun doing that. But then I proceeded to give it all away.
I love that.
After that, you know what I mean? Full disclosure, right?
That.
Yeah, but that's what happens. I told you guys, I went on a monster run when I was trading at home, and then that's what I was talking about. You just have so you've just been trading for a couple months, and then you decide that you know more than the market, and then the market will show you.
Humbles you pretty quick.
Relatively quick, yeah.
Which I don't mind.
No.
You need a good
it brings you back into reality. And that's why I think I've kind of been a lot more cool and calm. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. So what? Even come to swing trades and everything like that, because I mentioned there will always be a bigger and better trade.
No question about it.
Always. It doesn't even matter. As long as the market.
My old man used to tell me that all the time. Anytime, I was like, oh, that's such a nice car. He's like, you have to understand that this is a never-ending cycle. You're always someone's gonna have more money than you, a nicer car.
It's always just
whatever it is.
How it is. Exactly.
Yeah. And so you just gotta be, you gotta learn to be content.
Exactly.
I think that's where my old man excels. He really does excel at being content with what he has. It's something that I've always tried to learn off him a little bit. Something that doesn't come natural to me.
Yeah.
Right? I'm always looking for that next thing.
There's nothing wrong with
necessarily.
that. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing, we're always looking for more. I don't think there's an issue with that whatsoever.
No, but the thing is, he actually doesn't lack ambition. But he was able to always kind of keep.
Accept what he had.
Exactly. Keep it as I don't know what the word I'm looking for is. not the desire to exceed. That's not what I'm saying, but kind of that, I don't know, man, what the word is. Anyway, guys, I'm going to digress for a second because we're taking prints up the yin yang over here on AYTU. Thank you guys for pointing this out again, and thank you, Adara, for bringing us. We are long at 09s. I just printed at 25s, and we're layering the orders, 28s, 30s. So we're going to keep an eye out on this one. It's up 50%. It's a good move right now, and it's a midday mover. And look at that volume profile. If you can't see it, let me show it to you. Bring it in here. So AYTU's volume is increasing, not decreasing. Look at that volume profile. Higher high, higher high, higher high. So keep your eye on that one. We just finished a candle here, a bit of an indecision candle with equidistant upper and lower wicks. 226 high a day. I took the print at 25, so technically we don't have that high a day. Maybe we'll get that in a little bit over here. About 5 minutes left on the show. What are you guys talking about? Mario Sousa. I would rather drive a Pontiac Aztec than a Cybertruck. Okay, thanks. Right. Crystal Ball says, Mario Sousa, both are ugly. Okay, that's fine.
Right, yeah,
no problem. Right, I love you both.
Yeah, exactly.
Adara, tell them what you think.
I don't know the Pontiac Aztec. I like certain Cybertruck wraps, and I told you guys I saw one in Winnipeg, and that was a thing. But let's talk about the news here, which is actually why I did this throw, though I appreciate the Cybertruck talk as well. Wall Street Journal reporting that Donald Trump is going to extend the TikTok deadline again. Charles Gasparino was posting something of this effect earlier on X. He's a Fox Business and contributor, but that was a little bit unconfirmed. Now we have Wall Street Journal reporting that ahead of this June 19th deadline, or the second deadline here for this TikTok ban extension, Trump is expected to extend it again. So again, we'll find out, I guess, in a matter of a couple of weeks. This deadline would be on Thursday, June 19th. So according to the Wall Street Journal, though, the trade tensions with China have stalled, I guess, this deal between the U.S. and China. With TikTok, ByteDance holds less than 20%. And again, if this does happen, this will be the third time Trump has extended this timeline. We're going to have to wait and find out, but keep an eye on Meta, keep an eye on Snapchat, keep an eye on Google potentially as well with the YouTube Shorts aspect of things. This could be certainly something to watch out for. Back to you.
Eduardo R. wants me to tell you that the Pontiac Aztec is in the car that they drive in Breaking Bad. Does that help? Yeah, now she knows. There you go. Thank you, Eduardo. Appreciate that, man.
That one there.
Knows how to put it in language that will help.
I
appreciate that, man. All right, guys, we're zigging and zagging here with AYTU. We just got back up into 24s. We rejected. Keep in mind, 26 high a day. So this current candle that we're in right now has a lower high. Now what I've done is I've moved up my dollar cost average to reflect the new price of the 10 EMA. The 10 EMA at 207, so I have my order at 210. So I'm looking at adding into this one, even though there's 3 minutes left. We know this one can get parabolic, so maybe it moves in my direction. So we'll see exactly what we get there. Profitable day today. I'm happy to be back live. I appreciate Neil taking the opportunity to reach out and get that ticket done. We started the show off in the sim, but we've been live. I think for halfway.
There you go, and you're printing up stuff.
Yeah, we did well today, right. And we're looking at taking bigger size now, guys. So hopefully it'll be better. You know, we'll see what the situation is here.
Better. It'll be nothing better.
Sean B. Sharif's insurance is listing. That's so funny. Yeah. Well, I didn't say I did anything. I just said it's a possibility.
Yeah, that's
right?
crazy.
Don't put words in my mouth. Mr. What's his name there? Sean B. Shout out to Sean B.
Shout out to Sean B. What would if you could buy one vehicle, any vehicle, what would it be?
It would be an SUV. It would probably be the Cullinan.
The Cullinan?
100%.
Okay.
I'm an SUV kind of guy.
Yeah.
I like that, or you know what I'm actually starting to like a lot more than I did as a kid?
Yeah.
The sports station wagons. So for example, the Taycan Gran Turismo.
Yeah.
Or I think it's called the Gran Turismo. Let me show you. So it's like
the Porsche?
Yeah.
I like that one.
It's
and
just
Audi, I like the Audi one as well too.
Audi makes one.
Yeah.
Beamer, there's an M5 now that's kind of a sports wagon. What's it called? Benz makes one. The E-Class as well. Love those. I don't like the 80s wagons with the wood paneling on the side, but I'm talking about these modern wagons.
What is it? What's that? The Griswold Christmas or whatever it is?
Remember that? What was it called? The Buick Roadmaster?
No, I don't remember.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was called the Buick Roadmaster.
I was telling you about my grandpa's old Benz, the hatchback that had the seats in the trunk.
Oh, those are amazing.
Yeah.
There it is, Joseph. Look, this is what I'm talking about. Who remembers this baby right there?
Isn't that in that Christmas movie? Isn't that Buddy the Griswolds or whatever it is? Oh, you don't even know. All right, I thought Neil would have helped me out with that one there. But that's
What's happening up there, Darren?
Asian? Yeah, they're called the Griswolds. But that's not what I am here for. Let's talk about mRNA. I want to give a huge caveat in this. So I've read the post and I'm a bit confused. But some people here are saying on X that RFK Jr. has endorsed mRNA, Moderna. That is not the case. He makes a post that is a little bit more open to mRNA processes, as in lowercase m, RNA, not specifically Moderna itself. He specifically talks about how he met a child who received CRISPR gene editing therapy. So if anything, it seems like a good look for CRISPR. Basically, RFK Jr. saying that the HHS, or the Department of Health and Human Services, is going to continue to invest in cutting-edge research that drives breakthrough therapies. So long story short, mRNA is pushing higher here in some, I would say, misinterpretation of an RF Kennedy Jr. post. mRNA to the upside. Back to you.
Yeah, I'll tell you.
Yeah, tell me.
Because, we can't really be bigoted about. Did you see? Yi is chiming in on the beef.
Yay.
Last night, did you see?
Call him Yi? Is that what you call him?
Kanye, isn't it Ye or whatever? Yi? I don't know. Who the hell knows what it is, bro? It's a different name every day. Hold on. Let's find out what did he say again?
What did he say? Yeah, National Lampoon's Summer Vacation.
Where is it at, man? How come it's hard to find it? They probably shadow banned this guy. Here we go. No, that's not it. Yeah, there it is. There it is. Okay.
What did Yi say?
Yi. Okay, hold on. Let's find out. He was trying to get involved between them. No, all these ones are fake. These are all fake profiles. How do you even find the real one, dude? Is this it? Yeah, these are 87,000. No, these definitely not right.
Wow, Robinhood is definitely the best stock of the day. Look at this thing.
Robinhood.
Yeah.
Robinhood's the best stock of the day?
Yeah.
I don't know. I disagree a little bit.
All right, yeah, okay, maybe I'm wrong. I'm just a little biased, that's all.
There you go. Yeah, obviously, Mr. Vlad Tenev lover over here. Fabian would be very disappointed.
Why?
He doesn't like Vlad Tenev.
Oh, yeah, because he was in that whole game.
Well, I don't think he was involved, but I think he was part of that. Yeah, anyway. Sharif got to let the grays grow after that. Leave me alone, bro. I'm not letting anything grow. All right.
Yee.
It's 201.
201.
Neil's letting the grays grow, apparently, according to him. And he's long Uber.
Boy needs to get
which
a
I happen
haircut.
to love, by the way.
Need a haircut.
Well, whatever, Neil. I still like the stock. All right, guys. It was great having you guys today with us on a Friday. It's going to be obviously a good one on Monday. There's a lot happening in these markets right now, so make sure you're checking in with us every day. We've got Adair at the big desk, myself and Joseph. See everybody on Monday.
Happening now. Not happening.
What up, everybody?
How's
We're
it going,
back,
everybody?
and thank you for the extra 2 minutes with us, boys. It's not even on.
Nice.
Welcome back, everybody.
welcome.
Well, I'm gonna do something you don't normally do here, which is start with something that was in the chat from the midday because it needs to be addressed. Shout out to Random Sandals. I don't know if you guys read this already, but when I see a quote like this, that to me is absolute super hot fire.
There you go.
It's just as simple. If you can't be happy having a cup of coffee, then you won't be happy having a yacht. I mean, that's those types of words. It's like that
if
whole
you think happiness lies in material things, then you are looking at it that problem with the wrong lens.
Exactly. There's something to be said. It's like the whole being comfortable. If you're constantly worried about what others think about you and all that other stuff, and your first thought is, oh my gosh, how do I come off? It just doesn't work, man. You can achieve certain levels of types of happiness, but not that good stuff. Although if you want to have the best type of happiness as a trader, then sometimes you have to do what Luke Skywalker did, or what everyone that was doing the trench run did, which is stay on target.
Yep.
Stay on target. Okay. Because when you look away from that target for a little bit, Obi,
no,
and I'm not blaming Obi. I'm joking around because we did literally the same thing at the same time, which was stop looking for the reversion in circle and then go to play VWAP on Apple, which by the way was a fail.
Which is,
not only because Apple broke out, it did, obviously, but because CoreWeave broke trend clean as you like at 120 and pull back to 112. So anyways, about not having that, that's just part of the game. It happens every single time, but the market is absolutely flying as we speak. It's crazy. Like that circle is making its pullback up 38% as the market's trying to break out. Right now, I got the eyeballs. It's just range-bound trading inside days for a lot of things, but you've got this potential breakaway on NVIDIA.